Pick the Nintendo Shack and pray. Frederick from Fire Emblem Awakening says, yo.
Greetings, Koopalings! Welcome to another edition of Nintendo Shack, episode 343. Did Switch 2 just leak?
Don't do that. Don't do that. We're not doing
that was his one. That was his one.
In his universe.
Oh, man. I'm one of your hosts, Delvin Cox, and with me, as always, is Donnie the Right Reese.
What's up?
We don't know where Rebecca's at. She may have been kidnapped. She may have been taken.
Yeah, we have no idea. She just ghosted us.
Yes.
Maybe she'll show up. Maybe she won't. But
yeah,
the show must go on. Doesn't bode for well for you next week.
Yeah, I'll just
if I'm not going to be here.
Yeah, that may be bad. I'll be just sitting here by myself, just an audience of one. Just me and goddamn Kyle the Pug. Oh, man. How's your week been, Donnie?
Fine. Pretty good. Feeling better, right? Like that's maybe the most important thing, feeling better.
Yes, that's good. That's great.
Still not like totally out of the woods yet, but just feeling much, much better now than I was even a few days ago. Supposed to go on vacation, man, right? I leave
Starting like tomorrow, right?
Leave Tuesday. However,
there you go.
There's a problem.
Uh-oh.
I'm not sure if you. Let's look at this up. I'm not sure if you follow the weather, right?
Sometimes
I'm going to the Gulf Coast, to which there is a forecast for a tropical storm or hurricane to form and head directly there.
Wow. Huh?
And all the pictures, all of the forecasts, the cones and everything are kind of like kind of right where we're headed. Now it hasn't formed yet, right? So who knows? Maybe it won't, maybe it will. I don't know. We're going anyway, but it's starting to get to the point where my wife is like, maybe we should try to go somewhere else. I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't even know if we can at this point. But
knowing your luck, it's coming.
Right?
I've seen your luck. It's coming.
See? After the tree and everything else, like that's what I'm kind of expecting. But we'll see. Maybe we can get down there and back before like it comes in.
What day does it say it's gonna go by there?
I don't think they have a forecast on that yet. They're still kind of. It's too early to tell. So it may just be one of those things where we have to like make a shorter trip of it. You know.
Yeah, or you might get lucky because living in Florida, we have a lot of those, and sometimes it be like really big, and sometimes it's just a lot of rain. it's nothing. Like it's a lot of rain, and like stores don't even close.
Sure. Well, and that might be fine, but that's going to be lame. Like we're going to the beach to go to the beach. We don't want to sit inside and it rained the whole time.
Yeah, that would suck.
But yeah, that is our luck. I am back, G-Man. Sorry for missing the show. I was just, I was sick last week. That's why I didn't get on the show. But also, like, I was sick to the point where I wasn't playing anything either. So I didn't want to come on here and talk to you guys about like one being sick and then two have nothing to say.
Yeah, that works.
So,
but you can't have two people saying I have nothing to say.
Right? I have played some games. You hear about
That's good. I played one. Let's hear about yours first.
So I'm playing Astrobot. Like that's the game that like I wanted to play after I beat Space Marine, and I played like a couple levels of Astrobot, and then UFO 50 dropped, and I was like, I'm gonna play that game. So I went and bought it, and I started to play it, and I played the golf games, which are and one of them's weird, and the sad part is like there's a lot of people that love it. But I think those people don't like golf games, and they just like, love. So, like, one of the games is called Golferia, and
sounds like a Pokemon.
Okay, it's. Let me try to describe this to you.
Okay.
See if this is something that interests you. It's Kirby's Dream Land,
Which I like.
right? Like the mechanics, like you roll the ball around, like you are the ball, right?
Okay.
But if it was like Legend of Zelda,
Huh. That's weird.
like you play at Kirby Dream, like you are the ball, and how many times you hit the ball, like is your life. So every time you hit the ball, like you lose HP, and then when you
Okay.
get in the hole, you get more HP. But like there's like an overworld and like dungeons and boss fights, and but you play it. Imagine if you played Link to the Past, but you were Kirby in Kirby's Dream Land. Does that sound fun to you?
I don't know if fun is the right word. It sounds interesting. Like if you hearing you describe this, I'd be like, let me play a demo of this, see if I like it.
Yeah, because people love it. Some people.
Okay.
When you look it up, people are like, "This is the greatest thing." I played it, and I was like, "This is awful. I don't want to play this ever." There's another golf game in it that's like Golf Zero. It's like I'm not sure if you remember that game. It's on Switch, where it's like a 2D, like Worms Golf.
I
Like
remember
a 2D,
that.
just like click the ball over, like Golf Club Wasteland kind of, but it's not nearly as good. And there's one game that's actually, man, it's a bummer. Rebecca's not here. There's one game that I think maybe she would like. It's like you're a race car,
Okay.
and it's like an 8-bit version of Splatoon. As you drive around as the race car, like you color the map, and your
Okay.
object is to color the map the most. But it's kind of like Pac-Man. It's like
That sounds like a
Pac-Man.
game I played before.
It's like Pac-Man if you were a race car. Like it plays like Pac-Man. Like don't think like race. Don't think like Outrun or Top Gear. Don't think of anything. Think Pac-Man, but get rid of Pac-Man and replace it with a car. And then instead of you like eating dots and clearing the level, imagine moving around and like coloring the level.
I feel like there's an Atari game that does that. I can't remember the name of it. But that sounds very, very familiar.
And then there are other race cars on the map that are like coloring the level the other way, like the other color. So you just kind of keep driving over each other's thing trying to do. She might like that. Anyway, Delvin, long story short, I played UFO 50 for like 20 minutes and I was like, dude, F this game, and I returned it. Yeah, Atari 50 strikes again. I should have known better to buy a bunch of damn 8-bit games and act like I was going to get into them.
I was looking up something because when you talked about it, I went and looked up to see if it was on PlayStation, right?
Yeah.
And I found this other game that apparently just came out. And it's weird. I think this might be on Switch, but I have to look it up because I was going to play my Switch this week, but my my adapter died. So I just ordered one that just came in a few minutes ago. So my Switch wasn't charging the whole time. So that was disappointing. But there's this game that is called Antstream Arcade.
Yeah, I've heard of this. This came out on Xbox a couple years ago.
Yeah, and apparently it's 1,300 retro games.
It is, but you stream them.
Yeah, it's essentially a streaming service.
It's a streaming app, yeah.
And it's for 12 months. It's $40, but the lifetime of it is $100 just to keep it for the rest of your life.
That's insane. I would never.
Yeah, it's so weird. I'm like, what? So what games are they on it? And apparently, I was
thinking of Chris Johnson. I was playing UFO 50. I bet Player One Podcast is like, this is the game of the year. This is the greatest game ever made. The NES is back. Like, we're so excited. We've got our blips and bloops back. And I was playing this. I was like, who likes this? Like, how does this make anybody happy? Like, this is terrible. So,
yeah, I kind of get it because when I looked at this thing, I'm like, what are they selling for $100? And this is essentially a bunch of like arcade and Neo Geo games. Like, oh, yeah, that's cool. Like Operation
Neo Geo
Wolf
is a lot better than what's in UFO 50. I like Neo Geo. This is
well, yeah. So for $100, you can have all those
Atari games. NES stuff. Yarden, I may just leave this comment up the whole like indefinitely, like all of PSVG Network just indefinitely, for every podcast.
That seems fitting.
So I returned UFO 50, and apologies to anybody that out there's liking it. It has like tremendous Like I saw review scores that are like 95.
I saw that
like,
too.
People are losing their damn minds over this game, and I was like, I couldn't be less interested in this game.
That's what made me look it up when you talked about it. Like,
I should have known better. I thought I was getting into like an NES remix sort of thing. Is what I was when I saw it, and it's not nearly that fun.
Which I actually bought. I bought the not in his remix. I bought the Nintendo World Championship.
Did you?
Yeah, I haven't played it yet. I bought it for the box because I saw it. I happened to be in GameStop and saw it. They're like, oh, they have this like at a store. I don't have to wait for it. So much it didn't sell great. It was a bunch there. So I'll just grab it. I'll pick it up. Put it on my shelf.
Film Watcher, I too would encourage you to buy the Atari 50. I have the Atari 50 collection, and even though I don't like most of those games, I did enjoy playing like a few of them, and the commentary and the rapper and the history lesson and the videos, they're worth it by themselves.
Yeah, there are a few good games on there that you can enjoy now. That
you can play Golf Ninja.
Kind of modern.
Golf Ninja is way better than any of the shit in UFO 50 for sure. Ninja Golf, not Golf Ninja. Ninja Golf.
Yeah, Ninja Golf is fun. There's this the 7800 games.
And they're like Cubert.
Are kind of like they're like the
What am I thinking of? Who cares? I don't want to talk about the story. Who cares?
Yeah, it's fun.
I'm not. Yeah, get it. Just get it. Get it on sale. It'll be fine.
Yes, it's probably like $20 now.
So I was gifted Plucky Squire.
I was going to ask, did you play it? Because that's what I played this week.
I wasn't going to play it because I was like, I beat Space Marine, and I was like, I really want to like focus on Astro. Like everybody has beaten Astro but me. And
I haven't beat it yet.
I think it's because like one, I'm not trying to rush it, but two, you know, I still kind of struggle with like the PlayStation 5 isn't like a part of my habits. You know, it's not my ritual to play it. You know, so like I have to like, oh yeah, like go sit down, turn it on, and like play it. So I was gonna play that, but then somebody gifted me a Plucky Squire, which is really nice. Thank you so much. Completely out of the blue, a surprise. They were like, hey, here you go, because I was gonna wait on it. So because it was gifted to me, I was like, well, I definitely want to play it because like this person gifted it to me. I want to hear what I have to say about it. Which we talked about a little bit on PSVG. When it came out, the day it came out, and I'll use Yarden as an example, but Yarden honestly is an example that I've seen 100 of Yardens with the same take. People started to play it, and apparently it kind of turned people off. Like it got good reviews. I think 8s, you know, like it's in there somewhere. But like almost everybody that I knew that played it was like, this ain't it. I do not like this. So I'm here to tell you that I do. I played it last night for about an hour. Now, I haven't played it more than that, so maybe my opinion will change. Maybe I'm not that far into it. But what I'm playing on the Ally, right? Roger Ally, the X. And it plays great. Like maybe, I don't know I'm not sure if there's like a patch or something. I'm not sure if, I don't know exactly, because I haven't dug into it. I don't know exactly what it's not doing for other people. But the narration is really like, that's the first thing that comes to mind is as you're playing this storybook, right, and you're jumping across these pages, like the pages turn and it's being like narrated by this voice, and it has like big strong Little Big Planet vibes.
Yes,
you know, that's what it reminds me of. I'm like, oh, this is really cool. And then as like a game, it's not like super in depth yet. It plays a lot like Cat Quest with kind of like a little bit of Scribblenauts in there. But like
a little bit of Punch Out.
Well, they do have Punch Out mechanics in a boss fight, yeah. But like, I wouldn't tell people to expect to play like a Punch Out game. That's just kind of like a mini game.
Yeah.
But it looks great. I'm enjoying the commentary and the dialogue. It's playing great for me. I love how the aspect changes as I'm playing. I love how I jump from one page to the left and then up, and then I jump off of a cliff, and then everything reorients, and now I'm going down. It's like a 2D platformer. I have yet to jump out of the book and into like the 3D world. I haven't done that yet. So maybe that's where, I don't know, like it gets bad or something. I don't know. But from what I've played so far, I've really liked it. It has like little kind of Zelda puzzle mechanics, and I kind of dig it. Like it's pretty good.
Let me ask you a question. What were your expectations for this game?
I don't know if I even had any. Like, to be honest,
I think that's what it is.
like I said, I mean, I bought a physical copy of it, so I mean, like I had some anticipation for it, but I haven't really followed it a whole. Like I never read the previews or the review. I haven't done any of that. Like I saw it in the Nintendo Direct, and it was like that looks dope. What I wanted it to be was I wanted it to be a platformer that changed between the 2D and the 3D aspect. It's kind of what I've always wanted a Mario game to be. I've always wanted to have a Mario game that went from 2D to 3D and back and forth, right? Instead of us having to pick which one we like, I've always wanted, like, let's do both. Like, let's make that the whole thing. And this game is kind of doing that. And like, that's the only gimmick I really cared to see. And I know that that gimmick is there. So everything else, I'm just kind of playing it. But I also I like Cat Quest. You know, like I beat Cat Quest 3. Cat Quest is cool. You give me like a little simple game where I just like walk around and slice dudes with my sword and chop down some bushes and collect some coins. Like, yeah, I've done that shit for 30 years. Why wouldn't I do it again? You know, it's like I wasn't expecting a whole lot more than that.
I think that's what
Paper Mario does
it
that,
is.
but it's not. XBS in the chat says Paper Mario, Super Paper Mario kind of does. It does, but like not in the. I don't want it in like the Paper Mario way. I hope that makes sense. It's not that I don't like Paper Mario. I want
Mechanics
like
are different.
Like I kind of want Link Between Worlds, the Mario game, is kind of what I'm looking for. Like I want it to be like 3D explore, like move in space, but like be able to like jump into the walls and do like 2D stuff. That was like my favorite thing about Odyssey, was it had these 2D moments that was like retro, where you could jump into the wall or go through a pipe and you would kind of do something and pop back out. I kind of want them to make a game like that, but like that be the focus of the game and not like a little mini departure, like a little thing. You know?
I think y'all done kind of nailed it. I think a lot of people's expectations for this game probably was way too high. Because this game was really hyped up by people. The people who were waiting for it was really hyping
Is it
the game
Astro?
up.
It's like when I saw people doing, like, my first thought was like, it's got to be Astro. Like Astrobot was so good and got everybody so hyped that when they played Plucky Squire, they were like, oh.
It could be. Astro could play a part of it. But
I mean, they're not like similar games, but like Astro's way better than Plucky Squire. But like that's not Plucky Squire's problem.
Yeah,
like, Plucky Squire is a little
perfectly fine game.
Indie game. Like,
yeah,
maybe you're right. Maybe it is just expectations. I didn't have giant like I wasn't expecting Game of the Year from Plucky Squire. That's
me neither. I just like this looks like a fun indie game that I'll play.
Maybe indie Game of the Year. I think it could be.
Yeah, kind of just feel like it's a fun indie game I'll play a few hours of and forget about after I finish.
I don't know if I really like the dialogue and the narrative.
I like it. Like I said, I'll probably get through it.
It does give me. Do you also have those like little Big Planet vibes?
Yes, very much so. Yeah,
that's the thing I like most. I'm like, oh, this is great. You know.
Yeah, it's good though. Let me ask you a question, a little bit off topic, because I went to the movies this week, right, to go see Beetlejuice again in one of those 4D, 2D things. My girlfriend didn't see it, right? Yeah.
How do you like it?
It's good. I enjoyed it. It's fun for what it is.
I have a feeling that will be out on demand by Halloween.
Yeah, it definitely will.
So I might watch that like Halloween night here.
It definitely will.
Watch Beetlejuice.
It definitely will, because that's just how movies go now. Because even the good ones, even the ones that do well, like Bad Boys 2, did well in theaters and was out like really soon in digital. That might be true 2D life. But I was asking you this because before the movie started, it was showing these trailers. One for this Rock Christmas movie, whatever.
What?
One
Rock is doing a Christmas movie?
Yes.
Does he
He's
go
doing a Christmas
off? It's a direction you could fuck Santa. Does he do that? Because if he does that, I want to watch that movie.
I think you might like this because it's gonna be a little ridiculous. The Rock and Chris
Evans. Is it gonna
be
be a raunchy Christmas movie?
No.
Oh,
it's weird.
Hallmark Christmas movie.
It's like a Jumanji type Christmas movie. What it is I wasn't planning to talk about this.
Is it like PG wholesome?
No. It's kind of like it's PG, but it's like in Jumanji field. Santa Claus, who's played by what is his name from Spider-Man, who plays J. Jonah Jameson.
Why are you asking me, dude?
Okay, what's the damn movie? You know him. You know him because he's in everything.
Okay.
But anyway, he gets kidnapped, and The Rock is like his security, and him and Chris Evans has to go save Santa Claus and stuff, and it's like it has like a lot of funny tropes with
Look,
all these characters.
Prodigal Son returns.
But I wouldn't even been to bring it up. I was asking you because I saw there's a Lord of the Rings animated movie come out this Christmas.
Yeah, no, I'll definitely be there.
I didn't know that was a thing. It looks pretty good.
The War of the Rohirrim.
Yeah, they showed the trailer for like,
Delvin,
oh, this
when I
looks
tell you
awesome.
that I'm like over the moon excited for that movie. Like I can't tell you how. Like I've been following this movie for like 4 years.
See, I didn't know this was the thing, and I saw like, oh, this looks really cool. I said, I wonder if Donnie knows about it.
Yes, Donnie does.
They show like a long ass trailer, like saying everything. Like, oh, this looks really, really interesting.
This is kind of the stuff when we were talking about on PSVG about how much I'm enjoying Rings of Power and like how it's encouraging me to like learn more about the lore and stuff. I've learned a lot more about the Rohirrim and like this battle that they're doing because this is like all like old, like before the movies and stuff. So I'll be there. I'll be there on Christmas Day. That's what
I saw like, oh, this looks cool. I think this. I'm kind of like hyped for it. I'm like, I want to watch.
I kind of, and then when I've talked about it, a lot of my friends are like, yeah, but why is it animated? And I'm like, after the Peter Jackson trilogy of movies, I think animation might be the easiest way to go.
Yeah,
because now you're not having like that direct comparison. Right, like that's the Rings of Power has two problems. One, it plays pretty loose with Tolkien, which people don't like, and then two, it's not as good as Peter Jackson's movies, which are like all-time greats. Like that's just such a high bar, right? So people don't like it for that too.
I think this movie's tied into the Peter Jackson movies. If I remember correctly. I think it said something about that.
Rebecca, yeah, you join whenever we want you to be here. We just didn't hear from you, so we started the show. We waited.
Yeah.
Join, like that's what join whenever you can.
But yeah, it looks really cool, and I as soon as I saw it, I immediately thought about you. Like, oh, Donnie would love this. I hope he knows this is a thing.
Yep.
It reminded me. I got the feeling about the movie, like when I found out there's a new Transformers movie. Like, oh, this might be good. And the new Transformers movie is fantastic. Damn saw it the other day. He loves it.
If you're sick and you need off, Rebecca, like you don't have to. If you're not feeling well. So yeah, I'm digging Plucky Squire, and it's good. The last thing that I wanted to talk about is something I found last night. So last night I didn't go to bed till like 3. Again, trying to shake. I wasn't like particularly feeling super well, and I was on the PlayStation, play a little Astrobot, play a little Hot Shots, and I just from time to time I'll just Google like golf games, and I discovered a new golf game. Called Forest Golf Planner, and this is a Kairosoft game. I don't know what they're called. They're the people that make like Game Dev Story and stuff like that. All like the little sim games. Have you seen those?
Yes, I have.
Yeah. See if I can remember. Kairosoft. Yeah, they make Game Dev Story. There's like 100 games just like this. And they made a game called Forest Golf Planner where, guess what, Delvin? You build a clubhouse and you build a golf course. And your little people go out there and play it. It's like Sim Golf for console.
That sounds good.
What it is. That's what it is. It's Sim Golf. Or at least the closest thing we've probably had to Sim Golf since Sid Meier's Sim Golf. And I played it for like 2 hours. And I think I'm going to get hooked on it. So I'll be playing that Plucky Squire and Astrobot and stuff until Zelda comes out, which is not that far away at this point.
That's awesome. So you like it so far?
I have to drop everything for a cheap game, right? I got it on sale. It's on Steam. It's like $3. I think it's like $10 like out of the box, but it just is what it is. It's a mobile game. It's a little time waster. Like I wouldn't get too excited. But if like the Sim Golf is a thing that like I love, and there's probably like a small group of people that understand that addiction, that crack.
Yes.
And this will give you a hit of that if you're looking for it. So
okay,
that's pretty good.
Oh, by the way, people, so I wouldn't forget, J.K. Simmons was the name I was looking for earlier. He's Santa Claus in the movie.
Oh, who's that?
He was.
Yeah, I know him. Yeah.
He's
I know
buff
him
too.
I know him from a lot of other things.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. He's in a lot of movies. He's J. Jonah Jameson in Spider-Man.
Who's J. Jonah? What does that mean?
He's the editor for the newspaper Peter Parker works for,
Oh, that's right.
who's
yeah,
always yelling, "Spider-Man's a menace!"
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. You're right. I know him from like Juno. Was it like I Love You Man?
Whiplash. That's the movie I was thinking about.
Whiplash is good. I know him from like comedies.
Yeah, he's in a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
He's in
he's
everything.
funny. He's hilarious.
He's very funny. He's great.
Yeah,
And he is jacked. That old man has muscles on top of muscles.
I think it's I Love You Man. He's like Paul Rudd's like, who are your friends? He's like, well, I love your mother and my friend Hank Mardukas. And for whatever reason, like I laugh at that like relentless every time, like Hank Mardukas. It's so funny.
He's great.
So what are you playing?
I've just been playing Plucky Squire and stuff that's not on Nintendo, like Plucky Squire. I've been playing.
How are you enjoying Plucky Squire? I definitely thought of you with the Punch Out little moment.
I when I got to that moment, I'm like, oh, this is fun.
Yeah.
I like it so far. It's a fun, cute game. It's very beautiful.
It is.
I like the whole idea of the border kind of being the outside of a person's table who's reading a storybook, and you're going from page to page, and each time you go to a page, and the world is like, it's weird because the earlier stages, the world's like a little too cutesy for me.
Okay. I can
Like when they were saying, like, you know, in the initial stage, like, go kill the goblins. I'm like, the fuck is the goblin? I like, oh, that cute little thing? I don't want to hurt that. Like, it's adorable. It's not anything I'd be afraid of or anything like that. It doesn't look like a threat. I'm thinking like I'm going to see actual like scary monsters. Like, no, that's not a goblin. That's a cute little fun thing.
Hi,
Hey, Rebecca.
I'm here.
Hi, Rebecca.
I'm sorry. I overslept. I'm feeling mostly better. I'm still a little sick. Josh is really
I like this
sick.
chair. I need a
Oh.
chair.
I know. Thank you. It's my living room chair that I dragged in here.
trying to tell Melissa I
Donnie,
want a
you were
sofa
sick
chair.
too. How you're feeling better?
I am mostly better. Not,
Yeah, he's
I'm
mostly
not
better.
all the
That's
way out of
me.
the woods yet, but I'm
That's
mostly
me.
better.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
me. Josh is really sick though, so I guess I overslept because I was up not feeling well, and he has like 102-degree fever, and
Ooh.
he just told
That
me
is-
he's not feeling any better.
COVID, flu? Any idea?
Not COVID. I don't think it's either of those. I think we're just, the start of the school year, I get sick.
Sure.
Like
Yeah.
kids are snotty. I got spit on this past
102
week
fever, though. That's
by a
Whoa.
kid. So like it just everything goes around. So yeah, he's not doing good. I'm in recovery. It's just my throat really at this point, which you can probably hear. But I overslept. I apologize. I'm here now though. Yay! Video games. Woo!
good hype
Take
for Zelda.
take a cold compress and put it on Josh's head. The coolest temperature.
Yeah,
to
I
get
did. I think
Yeah.
it was so we did the
Cold
NyQuil
shower.
last night. So I think
Yeah.
that's I'm sorry that you waited for me, but thank you for doing so,
Okay.
and thank you for letting me join late.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that is weird. I'm the healthiest
It's your
one on the
show.
show.
We didn't let you join. You joined. It's
Yeah.
your show. Thank you for allowing us to podcast with you, Rebecca.
Exactly.
Aw.
I agree.
No, it's your show. Have you just were talking about what you've been playing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty much.
hanging
We're
out.
waiting on
Let's
you.
talk about.
Oh,
Did you happen to hear me talk about UFO 50 at all?
no, I missed that.
He hates it.
So I don't
What?
like it. I don't like it at all.
It's like getting the most glowing reviews.
I know, and I don't like it. even a little
Why?
bit.
Just give me like the
because
cliff notes and then I'll rewatch.
because I don't like 8-bit old ass games. That's
Wow,
He hates
nerd,
old
loser,
things.
zoomer.
But there is a game in there that I thought of you about.
Is it
And-
cats?
No, it has nothing to do with the cats. It's all right, think of Pac-Man, right? Vision Pac-Man. But instead of Pac-Man the character, you're a race car. And instead of like collecting all the dots around the pellets, your race car paints the level like Splatoon.
Mm.
And there are other cars that paint the level, and whoever paints the cars the most paint wins.
I'm gonna get that game. There's just seriously no time right now, as you guys, I'm sure,
It's
have
a
talked
fine
about all the
thing, I
games.
I thought when we saw it, I was thinking we were getting something a bit more mod. I was expecting something like an NES remix, and this is literally like, it's like a collection of old NES games or Atari games. It's like, yeah, like you could have just told me like these were just a bunch of no-name games from then. It also does kind of feel like experimental. It's kind of like a game jam kind of thing.
Well, then why is it getting such great reviews? I haven't read them yet.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't explain that. I mean, here's the thing. I'm sure it is that good. I've never liked those sorts of games, right? Like this, I think this is just
That's not his bag.
That's not my thing. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Like,
me neither, but
I don't really like the NES, and the NES games that I do like are way better than what's in UFO 50.
There you go.
And I should be 100% honest. This is my review after like playing it for like 30 minutes. And the golf games I didn't like, and that's why I don't like it.
Well, that's big. That's big.
a big
I
problem.
bought it for the golf games, and the golf games are not great. So, except for one of them, Rebecca, that I did talk about. I won't explain the whole thing all over again.
No, I'm gonna go back and watch.
Go listen to
yeah.
it. There's one golf game that everybody loves that I do not like. It's called Golfaria, and it's like, imagine you're playing Link to the Past, but as Kirby Dream Land, like the mechanic, like you are the ball and you roll around. And I was like, this is awful, but apparently people love it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go back and I'll listen.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that, Yarden, but I was just gonna let others.
Well, that is very true.
Because all the game reviewers
They're
are
all
old.
in their 40s.
Yeah, it's the CJ and it's those people. Yeah, that's what I was saying. The Player One podcast, this is their game of the year. They're like, this game's amazing.
They are smoking crack.
How much is UFO 50? I didn't buy
It's
it.
$25.
Okay. That and the Plucky Squire, I feel like, are kind of they're a little bit more expensive than most other indie games. I just bought the Plucky Squire a couple days ago. It just came out. I didn't really get a chance to start it until yesterday. So I'm not that far yet. I'm on chapter 2. Are you guys are liking it?
I like it.
Okay.
Yeah, so far I like it.
Because I've been hearing very mixed things. I hear people that are like, "This is everything that we thought it would be. It's amazing. It's so much fun."
Yarden
and then
says he wished he could return.
Then you got people like Yarden who are like making me feel like, should I not be liking this? I think what they don't like is all of the text. It's very story heavy.
Which I like a lot. The dialogue, I like. It reminds me of Little Big Planet.
Yeah. So I was talking to my friend Mehdi yesterday about it, and he's liking it too. And you know how there's the genre visual novel, and it's like very text heavy.
Yes.
And it's putting like pictures to like novels, right? And you're just kind of experiencing it that way. This, I said, is kind of like a playable children's storybook. It's a children's storybook that you can play through. And
that's a great way to describe it.
Yeah. That doesn't mean it's bad. Like you have to go in expecting you're going to be reading a storybook.
And I don't know
there's a lot of text.
I don't know if those people have said it was bad. I think maybe they were expecting
it's not for them.
Else.
Yeah.
We were talking about that earlier. I think it might be expectations.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I'm only in chapter 2, and like I knew that there was like the mechanics, some of it is 2D, like, drawn, and some of it is 3D. I knew that going into it, but like how they do it, I was pretty shocked. I felt like, wow, that was like really surprising.
I like how we
me.
go, like we're going like it's like because the page almost acts like an old Zelda where it's like one screen at a time.
Yes.
But then when you hop off and you start going down and then it's like 2D and like I haven't hopped off the page yet to go 3D, but even for the 2D stuff that I've seen so far, I really dig it. I'm like, this is really cool.
Even like it kind of overlaps in some ways too, because I noticed when you are 2D, you can see the shadows of the things that are on the desk, like on the pages. Like they do a really good job of making it feel like pages. So I'm digging it so far. I'm hoping that I can beat it before Zelda comes out. I will say that I encountered a glitch maybe 10 to 20 minutes into playing. And other people I've heard are getting glitches too. Did you guys get anything glitchy?
Nope, but when I started
playing
yesterday, I noticed that there was an update, so maybe there was a patch.
Maybe that fixes it.
I'm playing on Ally.
Okay, I'm playing on Steam Deck. I was kind of progressing through chapter 1, maybe it was chapter 2, and the dialogue box came up, and I was like clicking through the dialogue box, and then the dialogue box stopped clicking through, and I'm like, what's going on? So I start trying to move, and a clone of my character was moving around the screen while while my character was still stationary, next to the
Weird.
2 friends, and I couldn't progress through the dialogue box, but my clone was still able to walk around the screen, and I couldn't do anything. So I just kind of like shimmied my way to the next page, and I just skipped that page entirely. I will never know what happens on that page. And then it was back to normal. So, I mean, nothing game breaking, but I hope it doesn't happen again. So I'm enjoying
wants
it.
to know why you didn't get it on the Switch.
I was going back and forth with it. I think at this point in the game, with the Switch 2 looming, if I can have the option to get something somewhere else, I might. Unless for whatever reason, I really want it on the Switch, just because I don't think we know at this point, like, can we bring all of our games to the Switch 2 like day one? Like, we don't know that yet. Like, I hope that's the case. That should be the case. I expect it to be the case, but we don't know that yet. So, so that's why I'm just holding off for now. But if that was confirmed, I would get it on the Switch.
Rebecca, don't you have a PS5?
I do have a PS5.
And you have PS Plus, right?
No, I don't know. I don't think so.
Oh, because it's free on PS Plus. That's why I was asking.
You have to have.
Yeah, I want to own this though.
You have to have the non-essential tier.
Oh, one of those tiers. I don't know.
It's not on the base tier. It's on the premium tier.
I also got it on Steam so that because I like playing on my Steam Deck, and I bought it so that Josh can play it through my profile.
Yeah, I was gifted a copy. I was going to wait for physical, and I was gifted a copy. So that's like I still have my physical pre-order because I love the case. I definitely want that case. This case.
It's very beautiful. Very like the graphics. I hope that it wins some kind of award for best art direction because it's so charming. I love what they did.
I can't wait to pop out of the page and go 3D.
Yeah, it's very cool.
One thing I didn't mention because I just haven't really played it a lot, but since Rebecca joined, I was reminded. Lollipop Chainsaw is a hot mess.
I love it. Yes, I hope it tanks even more.
So
wow,
I'm so sorry to hear that though.
They released. There was a post yesterday from Yasuda on Twitter that I saw on Reddit, like paragraphs of a patch that's coming. I don't know when it's coming. I think maybe next week. I played it for like 30 minutes and was like, this is a hot mess and turned it off. So I'm just waiting for the patches to come. It needs to be patched. Like it was just not ready for day one. Like it's missing its day one patch at the moment.
Will the patches make it a better experience for you?
Oh, 100%. Like at the moment it's like glitchy. Like the animations glitch out, they stop, the music stops, dialogue stops. There's like latency between the control, like when you press actions, like it's not happening. And it's an action, like, brawler game. So like that's a problem. So like just if anybody was really excited for it, pre-order it, like maybe like me, just wait. It'll be fine. The graphics and everything are really nice. Just give it a minute, give it a couple weeks.
Yeah. That sucks, but I'm very happy about it because it
might help your fantasy critic, because it is.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like it's borderline like this. You shouldn't have released it like this.
That's what I'm afraid Until Dawn remake is going to be like.
Like this is bad for like industry standard. Like this is below expectation.
I'm sorry to hear that.
It's like, why
I think the Until Dawn remake will be good.
I hope so.
I think it'll be good. I think it'll be just fine.
I'm interested to know like how much better it is. Like I don't know if I'm gonna replay it, but like I want to like see side-by. Like are they just releasing the same thing again?
I don't think I'm gonna buy it.
It's like an up-res.
Yes,
like,
they are.
But next
I'm not even gonna sugarcoat this shit. Yes,
right.
They
it's
are.
gonna be like the same thing.
I hate.
It's gonna look exactly the same.
So stupid.
Right. It'll just be
the
like
game
4K.
looked fine. In fact, I kind of like that it looked a little janky.
Yes.
Like I feel like that adds to it.
Yes, I love you saying that. Because I feel that way with, I think Delvin and I've talked this way about horror movies. We got to a point where like horror movies, we talked about this last year, I think, Delvin, if I can remind you. I feel that way about Terrifier.
Yes.
Like I like Art the Clown. He's a cool character, but like the movies are like too pristine and like it's almost like it needs to be horror, like demake it a little, like
looks a little too crisp.
Yeah, like grunge it up a little, like make it a little ugly. Like I don't know, maybe this might be my age talking, like me making fun of the UFO 8-bit folks. I don't know, maybe coming up on the VHS in the 80s, like I kind of need that film grain, like it adds a lot.
The
to, like,
uncanny valley
movie.
of the faces.
Yeah. Yeah. So I like
I
that you said
agree.
that because I feel the
It
same
looks
way.
too polished for a horror movie.
Yeah, like Until Dawn, you need like that little filter over it, you know, like put the
Yeah.
old filter on, make it look like the movie.
Agreed.
Yeah.
That's how I play the one that just the casting of Frank Stone. I put the
Who?
horror filter over it. Yeah, that guy.
That's all I wanted to talk about is the Plucky Squire.
Yeah,
Cool.
it's a good game.
You guys want to get into the news?
Sure, why not? Let's get into some good old news.
So last week, I believe you guys talked about this. There have been rumors 4 weeks that we would get new Switch bundles for the holiday, and it would include Mario Wonder, and it did in
Australia.
and UK, and Japan, and guess what we got? Priced at $2.99, the Nintendo Switch Mario Kart 8 Deluxe bundle returns
What a joke.
back from the dead. It's like the Undertaker. It keeps coming back every year.
Yes.
You get the red and blue Joy-Con with a 12-month code for NSO, and there's an OLED bundle to match for $349.99 with the same 12-month code. You just more Mario Kart 8.
Yay.
I feel like I don't know. Oh, there is an OLED model too.
Yeah,
Bundle.
it's both models. They
'Cause I
didn't
was
even
thinking-
give you one SKU. They didn't give like the Wonder SKU and the other. Like it's just both SKUs are just Mario Kart 8 SKUs. Like just what is Nintendo of America doing?
They
No.
don't care. They're like, whatever.
I feel like it would be more desirable for a family to upgrade their child's Switch Lite to an OLED if it had something like Mario Wonder
Something
or
new.
so, something from the
Balls
past
in your
3
door.
years
Mario versus Donkey Kong. Something new. Put one of the newer games in.
whereas they might see and be like, well, you already have that game, you already have
Yeah.
a Switch Lite.
100%. We already own Mario Kart 8. Guess what? Like 70 million other Switch owners.
Why don't
Yeah.
they do like a like a Switch and then like a voucher for one game?
I
here's
seriously thought that they
you
would.
can you can get one a selection. You know how they
Yeah.
did for the Wii U
Yep.
Digital Deluxe? Like you can download one of these 5 games. Then you can pick one that you don't have.
Why not put 2 of them in there? You get Mario
Yeah.
Kart 8
I know,
Deluxe
right? Yeah.
and Mario versus Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
You know,
That way you
could
get
work.
your Mario Kart sales.
Yep.
Yeah.
More salacious news this week. Rumors exploded
Salacious.
earlier this week when somebody in China posted shells of what they alleged to be Joy-Con and the Switch 2 housing, and then 3D renders of what the system will look like that were modeled. They claimed that they got these from an accessory manufacturer with access to the source files. And these images spread everywhere. Like I woke up and they were everywhere.
Mhm.
Reddit,
It was everywhere.
Twitter, all over the place. And in addition to those images, there was also a spec leak that came out with it that really matched most of the rumors that we've already had. It's 12 gigs of RAM, 256 gigs of storage. The memory speed and storage speed put this Switch 2 in the ballpark of the current Xbox systems. Built-in microphone, NFC chip. It has 2 dual cooling fans. Supports HDMI 2.1, which is kind of a big deal. It lets you do VRR and all kinds of the stuff on your fancy TVs if you've got it. The dock has an Ethernet port. Before I keep moving, or hang on. According to the images, the Switch will have an 8-inch screen. Again, this matches the rumors we've seen. Something new, though. There's 2 USB ports. One on the bottom, like we currently have. One on the top.
We better be able to
Um,
charge from the top.
Yeah. And there's a new the Joy-Cons look like they have like the click in method that we've been hearing instead of the rails. You click the Joy-Cons into the side, maybe they snap in or have like some sort of magnet that attaches or some sort of locking mechanism. And then if those shells are to be believed, the SL and SR buttons on each of those Joy-Cons are much bigger. So like if you use the Joy-Con sideways, you could actually press those buttons now as opposed to like the little things that we have.
Did it say how the Joy-Con attach? Is it the magnetic system we talked about?
I think it's going to be if I could guess from the shell, it looks like to me it may be both. I think the
Yes.
magnet will hold it in there, but I think it'll also have like some sort of, as you press in, it'll have like some sort of clasp that you click into it. And then that's what because on the back they do have that release trigger, and you trigger to pull it off. So I think the magnet's there just to provide like more stability. And if this is all to be true, because again, these are just rumors, these have yet to be confirmed. It has been corroborated. I think Eurogamer.
It feels
BBC,
real.
It does. It feels
because
real.
it's not when the Switch started, like jump in here, but when the original Switch, when it was like the NX and there were like rumors and leaks and stuff, there was some wild concept things out there. Like, do you remember that
Yes, there
little screen with
Oval.
no buttons? Like, that was
football head.
wild. This is not wild. Nobody would do a fake leak of something like this. Like, it's just very normal.
Yeah, I mean, it's a Switch 2, and there was just a lot of people that were like, this is kind of boring. Because it does look like it's like, oh, this is another.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
So those images floated everywhere, and then a couple days ago, I think Thursday maybe, based on that leak, there's this Chinese YouTuber who she said that she also had access to these files, but she was holding off on using them because she didn't want to get anything. But now that it's out there, she 3D printed based on these files mock-up of what it would look like, and she has comparisons of it sitting next to a Steam Deck and next to an OLED, and then she claims that the USB-C port on top will support some sort of camera accessory that will enhance motion controls, and she claims that a reveal is coming in October.
I wonder if they will push the reveal up because this leaked.
That's a very good question.
You know, like squash any rumors that might be there about it. You know, well, it's mostly right, but you know, we don't want people to think that it's gonna yada 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 something.
I kind of feel like Nintendo would just be like, oh well, we'll like we're gonna do our thing whenever we want to do it.
Yeah, they would.
You
might be
They
right.
would.
Yarden says the thing that I definitely want to harp on. I want to talk about this motion control rumor. Because I think it's interesting. One, it's
Wait,
very
we're
intense.
dissing motion controls in 2024.
Yarden is. We are not.
I haven't seen anything.
It sounds like a very Nintendo thing. Like when we saw the USB-C port on top, everybody wants to charge from the top. Like I'm one of those people. But also the idea that you would attach some sort of camera that could track the Joy-Con better does give me hope that like Switch Sports is redeemable. I do like that game. It's just holding the current Joy-Con that we have and playing it doesn't feel like playing Wii Sports.
Mm-hmm.
These Joy-Con, obviously, because the screen is bigger, these Joy-Con are bigger. They're not like Pro Joy-Con, like what we consider like the Split Pad Pro big, but they're bigger.
Right.
So it gives me hope. I was like, that sounds cool. But the interesting thing that I thought of, why would you attach a camera to the Switch instead of just building it into the dock?
Why would you build it into the dock?
Because if you're playing, let's say you're playing motion, let's say you're playing Wii Sports and you want to enhance motion controls, wouldn't the system the majority of the time be docked?
Sure,
Like
but
you would dock it
well,
and then you would pick up your thing and then you would play.
yeah.
It kind of
It
just
sounds like it's an option for when you're not when it's not docked though. Like I don't know about you, but my dock is like behind like 3 different things on my TV stand. Like it's like behind the PS5. Like if I had like the motion thing on the dock, it would screw up my whole setup. But I feel like there's like good motion control when it is docked and you have the Joy-Con already like unattached. But when you are playing like on handheld and they're attached to the system, you don't have as much like range of motion. You can't do anything really range of motion with the Joy-Con.
Yeah, good point. I thought it was a little interesting. There's also a mysterious button on the Joy-Con. The right Joy-Con has an additional button kind of next to where the home button is. And we made some jokes about maybe what that could be. Could be
The bacon button.
I think in her video she said it could be a camera button if this camera attachment thing is real. Which kind of makes sense, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what that would be used for.
I was thinking like a share button,
It already has a share button.
like a different location for it, maybe, or something like that, probably.
Because at least in the mock-ups and the renders, the share button and the home button are in the same place. that there
It's
are
still the
currently
same
are.
place. Okay.
And there's just an extra button. There's an extra button there. And it's like, what does that do? What do you do? I don't know. We'll all find out together, I guess. Let's see here. Anything else? I mean, the 8-inch screen is massive, by the way.
It looks more similar in size, for those who didn't
Yeah.
see it, to a Steam Deck.
Yeah. But
Which I
thinner.
like.
Like
But thinner,
much thinner.
Lighter,
much thinner.
probably. Yeah.
Yeah, I would imagine so. It's got to be. But like the screen, like an inch doesn't sound like a lot. Make a joke? Nothing, Delvin? Okay. But when you see it next,
Took us a while.
when you see it next to the OLED, like it's massive. You're like, oh man, that thing is huge.
Yeah.
So
Did they say anything about this screen, whether it's LCD or OLED?
it's claimed to be LCD, and I expect it to be LCD.
I'm
I
not
did too.
buying it. I don't want it. I don't want it.
Wow.
Wow.
She is. She's totally gonna buy it.
Totally. 100%. She might
We
buy
had somebody
two.
else in the Discord bring that up too, and I've done this before. I'll get on my soapbox again. There are good LCD screens. I think we've I don't know what it is. There's been like a trend from gamers now where if it's not OLED, then nobody wants it. Like it's just trash. There are good LCD screens. It's just that the Switch's original screen and the Steam Deck's original screen sucked. That doesn't mean that all LCDs suck.
Yes.
The Ally screen is really nice. So is the PlayStation Portal, and so is the G Cloud. Funny thing about the PlayStation Portal is the screen on the Portal is the exact same size screen on the alleged Switch 2. I dare say they might be the same screen. It's
Ooh.
very likely they could be the same screen, and people do like the portables. The Portal screen.
PlayStation Portal screen is great.
Yeah,
it's really
people like
good.
that screen. So
Feels elegant.
I don't expect that they will do this because it's Nintendo and they're going to cheap out. I would care a lot more if their screen had VRR than it being OLED. Or if it was like 120 hertz, I would care way more if it had a higher refresh rate. But I know Nintendo's not going to do that. It's going to be an LCD 60 hertz screen. So I just hope the color accuracy is good. If the colors are good, it should be nice. But yeah, of course they're not going to launch with the OLED because they're going to make us all buy an OLED 2 years later.
Exactly.
Which we will, and so will I. I just hope the LCD isn't bad out of the gate. That will be a bummer. And it might. They launched the Switch. That LCD sucked. I hated the Switch screen. It's terrible. So Jason asked, "What's your take on the validity of the latest leak? Will this force Nintendo to do something sooner or later?"
Seems pretty reliable because it's so boring.
Also, we've talked about this for months, and all the rumors are that Nintendo has entered manufacturing. They've ordered parts and things. And what did I say? Once they do this, it's gonna leak. And it just did. I'm actually surprised they didn't get out in front of it.
I'm not.
So I don't think they wanted to do anything Switch 2 until after Zelda came out. I think is maybe the case here. They want to get Zelda out, do its thing, and then maybe they come back and start talking about it.
Even with Brothership and Jamboree on the horizon.
I don't think those are quite as. I don't think those are going to potential. I don't think those have the potential to move systems like a Zelda game does.
I was chatting with somebody. Is this in the notes about Echoes of Wisdom completely being leaked?
I didn't put it in the notes because I thought I put it in the notes last week. Did I not?
Maybe you did. Well, it's like
I think we talked about it last week.
We probably, I think we did. It's even more leaked now. Like, you know, Josh was scrolling TikTok and he came across a live stream playing Echoes of Wisdom.
Yeah.
I was talking to somebody who is reviewing the game and he was answering questions for me, and it is so hype. I am so excited. He beat the game a couple days ago and is still going back and finding areas that he didn't find on his story playthrough, a bunch of quests. He is like hours into the post game, and although he has multiple horses, has not found the item that carrot that summons the horses. Apparently that's like not part of the story, getting that item.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Any idea how long it took to beat?
He said it is about the same as like a regular 2D Zelda game. Like it took him a couple days to beat it. He said, "Don't worry, it's a long game. It took a few days. Lots of story. There's a lot of story and like lore and stuff." He said there's no animated cutscenes like Link's Awakening has. You know how that had like the beginning and the end cutscenes. It doesn't have that, but there's a lot of story. He also said the bed is like very broken. He's been using the bed the whole game and used it even in the last dungeon.
Wow. That's cool.
Yeah, beat it, cleaning up side quests. There's much that I missed. Places even out on the main quest line.
I'm sure with everything I'm juggling, it'll take me. I feel like I'll be playing the game for weeks.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Yep.
So all in all, a conservative, straightforward, better Switch seems to be the plan. We have adjacent Switch 2 things. Vince Impella did an interview about the next Battlefield game, and they did ask him about the Switch. So he said he called Nintendo a great partner when asked if the next Battlefield could come to Switch 2. So who knows? Maybe.
I like Battlefield.
Wouldn't hold your breath. Leon Robertson reported last week that several developers took selfies in front of the Nintendo sign. So Nintendo was having
Limited Run Games did
at NOA, which kind of coincides with all the news. And then the My Time at Porsche folks announced that their next game, My Time at Evershine, will be releasing on the next Nintendo platform, which I believe officially marks it the first Switch 2 game to be announced.
They wanted to be the first.
Yeah.
They're doing a Kickstarter for their game, which is interesting because this is the third game.
Yeah, I know. That's interesting. That is weird.
Usually you don't do a Kickstarter for your third game.
I like the first one, but not enough to kickstart one.
My Time at Sandrock, I think, was the second
I haven't done.
Yeah, my friend's in that game. It's really good.
Splatoon 3 support has ended after 2 incredible years of Splatoon 3. Regular updates will come to a close.
Donnie, the Grand Festival was the most fun I have had with that game.
That is awesome.
Was it last week that I was talking about it?
Yes, it was.
Yep.
And Donnie missed it. They went so hard with this. Like there was a brand new hub that changed every day to, like it was first dusk, then it was nighttime, then it was dawn. As the weekend went on, it felt like I was at a music festival.
Yeah,
with all my friends. It was
all
amazing.
The Splatoon characters had glow sticks and stuff. They were getting high.
Yeah,
Coachella.
Perfect.
They were.
Cool.
It was very fun.
Former beloved Vita game Freedom Wars Remastered comes to Switch in 2025.
That's gonna be fun. That's great.
Delvin's very
glad
excited.
that game gets second life.
It's for those who've never played it, it's like a Monster Hunter game. That Delvin says you can play solo.
Yes. I played it solo. I played it a lot solo on Vita. It's fun.
Nice. Nintendo and the Pokemon Company have filed a lawsuit against Power World developer Pocket Pair. They seek an injunction against infringement and compensation for damages on the grounds that Power World, game developed by the defendant, infringes multiple patent rights. Since the news broke, we've had several legal pundits online have claimed Nintendo may be suing over a patent infringement that involves the Pokemon capture mechanic, i.e., character in front, throw capture device that strikes character or creature belongs to the person that threw the device.
Now, I don't think they could have gone after their designs looking like identical to Pokemon's designs because that's probably not someone they could go against.
When this news broke Wednesday, we talked about it on PSVG, and I was just completely wrong because I did. Because some of those designs are like cut and paste.
They are.
I was like, yeah. And I was thinking it was because I didn't read into it. I just saw that they were getting sued. I was thinking it was like merchandising because Pocket Pair recently announced that I think they entered an agreement with Sony to start merchandising. And I was like, I bet maybe that has something to do with it. And then Garrett actually corrected me. He's like, yeah, it has nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
It's a patent thing.
Well, because how many other Pokemon clones have this exact same thing where you throw something and it catches the creature on the field? Like, they haven't gone after any of those, even the successful ones. Like, I feel like this is their way to go after them for everything they've done.
Yeah.
You know?
Pocket
Can't throw
Bear
balls.
said, yesterday a lawsuit was filed against our company for patent infringement. We've received a notice of this lawsuit and will begin appropriate legal proceedings, investigations, and claims of the infringement. At this moment, we are unaware of the specific patents we are accused of infringing upon.
That means we have
Um,
money, bitch. We can fight this.
The reaction to this seems to be pretty strong. There's a lot of people really angry at Nintendo. There's a lot of people really angry at Pocket Pair. It seems to be like dividing people.
Nintendo has not lost a lawsuit that they have initiated since 1995.
A lot of people are like, why now? Like, why wait after the games? I think it's probably because they're building a case, to Rebecca's point. They're building an ironclad case when they do. So one of the things we talked about, Rebecca, on PSVG is, and Devin and I both kind of agreed on this. When I first saw the announcement they were pulling, I was just thinking it was like a shakedown. Like, I was thinking Nintendo's like, hey, stop doing this and we'll settle and we'll get whatever we want and we'll move on. Like, do you actually expect them to like fight each other? Pocket Pair can't go to court with Nintendo. Like, they'll settle, right?
They'll settle.
They'll settle.
They're gonna
Whatever it
lose.
is
They're gonna
they're
lose
doing-
if they don't.
Like, whatever it is they're doing that Nintendo doesn't like, they'll change and they'll settle. You can't go to
I
court
see a
with
lot of
Nintendo.
people angry that Nintendo is very greedy and like wrong and rude, and I see both sides. They gotta protect it. This one I feel like was so blatant that they,
Yeah.
feel like they have to take action. I don't know. I don't feel very strongly
Look,
one way or the
I
other.
don't like the idea that we're like patenting game mechanics.
That's a
Like,
little silly. Yeah.
Can you patent like a jump? Can Nintendo be like, you can't jump in games because we did that? We patented jumping.
That's not
in
very
Mario,
specific.
You know,
I don't think
Yeah,
so, because that's so general. But catching creatures with a ball that holds them inside until later use in battle is pretty damn specific. Let's be real.
yeah, but that's
Doesn't
true. In this
Digimon do that?
instance.
Like a lot of games do that.
I don't
even,
think
like,
I don't. I think it's maybe. I don't know.
I'm like, that's
Um,
kind of been a thing for a while.
The point I was really making is there are other Nintendo patents for gameplay that they have. Like they gameplayed like Tears of the Kingdom, like they patented like jumping out of the sky and falling down to the ground, like was a patent that they did, like their traversal mechanic. I don't like the idea of doing this because every video game company, Nintendo maybe more than anybody, borrows mechanics and similar things from everybody else.
You don't catch Digimon. They are scanned at the beginning of each fight, and once they are scanned, you can hatch them later at a lab.
Okay.
D-Life says Nexomon. I was thinking about cassette beasts. I don't know.
I feel like those were not as Frisk. We're not, obviously there's a lot of other popular games that have done this, but Pal World was very blatant in their, copying of designs of popular Pokemon, and I feel like that's
still
why
think
they're
that's
going
a
after
part
them.
of it. Yeah.
I think that's
Even
the
if-
bigger deal.
Even
Them
if they're not
copying the
suing
Pokemon.
over the copyright, like over the designs, that's probably why they're suing. They're probably
Yeah.
not happy that Bayleaf is in Pal World. They're like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
fuck
that's
are
my
you
thing.
doing?
Like, the story, like, if hey, that looks like goddamn Bulbasaur. I get it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
And I'm again, because look, I'm not a legal person, nor do I follow this, but like, this is the first time I've heard of Nintendo suing over a game mechanic patent, which
Yeah.
makes me think that this is just they've just found
That's their route to do it.
it's an avenue.
I
Like,
agree,
They were
I
looking
agree.
for a reason to sue them, and
Like, I
they've
feel
chosen
like
this
they're
one.
not, they would not have been as like pressed if there was a yellow electric mouse that kind of was a little chubby and looked similar to Pikachu. But it's like there's like a dozen of these exact replicas.
Lycanroc is in
Yeah.
Pal World.
Yeah,
Like he's
Yeah.
just in there.
yeah, yeah.
I agree
So-
with you. That's kind of where.
So
I'm
this is the
thinking.
avenue they're taking. I agree.
And I'm
my
wondering
thing
if
is-
some things get changed and they settle.
Yeah, I hope so. Because my thing is, this is a slippery slope. Like, all right, let's say that they go to court, Nintendo wins, then somebody else can say, "Oh, this game has a jump mechanic that I don't like. That's in our game," and they can sue for that. And then this Nintendo case becomes precedent. Like, hey, this happened there, and that becomes just the kind of thing that just keeps going on and on. Because that's how
Yeah.
court
I think you're
systems usually
right,
work.
but I also think I just in scrolling Reddit, I think they're just being like the lawsuit is just in Japan, and to like
Okay.
do something like that, it would have to be done in different places. So I don't necessarily know if that right now is on the table, but I think it's a good point. It could be. I don't know. I'm not
Yeah.
a legal scholar. I don't think you can be like, in Japan, this happened, so here, like, I don't think that.
Yeah,
that
as long as it's in Japan, it's fine. But in terms of like U.S. courts and things like that, is setting precedent is a very important thing. Like
Yeah.
once you sue somebody over that, you can
Yeah, I
go
don't
back
think
to
they
that
would have sued
lawsuit.
I don't think they would have sued if Power World wasn't so brazen.
Yeah.
And I think
that
it took
really
them
is
this
the
long
issue.
because they wanted to ensure that they had enough to win.
I agree.
And that's
And I think
you know,
that's
how
for
Nintendo
the
does
folks that are like tweeting support on one side or the other. I do think I've seen a lot of tweets being like, I hate you, Pokemon Company, Nintendo. Why are you doing this? And there's not a lot of people thinking about it. It's like, yeah, but they are ripping off designs and mechanics.
They
and
are.
It's like
People don't
It's
care
not-
that they're ripping them off. They want somebody to make a better Pokemon
a
because
better
Pokemon won't.
Pokemon game. Yeah, I
The
know.
worst take that I have seen, Donnie and Delvin, was that they're spending all this money on a lawsuit when they could be putting that money towards making their games better. As if that's how it even works.
Doesn't
I
work
also
like that.
think
But they can make their games better. That's a
They
separate
can,
argument.
absolutely,
That's a complete-
absolutely. But them spending $50 million on this lawsuit is not the money that would have gone towards the games.
Correct.
Right.
They could just make their games goddamn better.
But to reiterate our point, the folks that are like tweeting like angry, like you can't patent a game mechanic. It's like, again, I don't think they're necessarily suing just because of I don't think it's the mechanic that they're suing.
I agree,
think
because they
it's
haven't
just-
done it to other games
it's just
that were
a tool.
popular.
Like this is
Mhm.
just an in that they found, and they're gonna exploit this in to get what they want.
Now, could a judge look at that and be like, well, you didn't sue when Nexamon did it. You didn't
Yep,
sue
You
when
could.
blah,
And
blah,
I
blah
think
did
that would
it.
be Power World's defense.
Correct.
Should be.
But, I mean, like I said, they have not lost an initiated lawsuit since 1995. They got good lawyers. They know what they're doing.
There's a
Again, I
reason
feel
the
very
ninjas are a
neutral.
meme.
I feel neutral about it. I really do.
I do too. I'm actually right. I was like, yeah, I don't really care either way. I don't even care who
Yeah.
wins. I really
I don't care
care.
who wins.
It's like, I think that's interesting that we all agreed because I don't think anybody else. We might be the only Nintendo. I was like, I saw this news. I honestly debated even putting it in the news.
No, I
I
think it's
don't
worth
give a
talking
shit.
about.
It
But like,
is.
I genuinely see both sides. I really do.
Yeah.
And I don't feel strongly about either side.
We got NSO updates, Super Nintendo games, Battletoads Double Dragon, Big Run, Cosmo Gang, The Puzzle, and Kunio-kun no Dodgeball, Deyo Sinin Shugo.
I can't believe they're adding Splatoon to NES.
Huh?
Big Run.
Oh, I don't know. Y'all, yeah, I get you. That took me a minute.
Battletoads
Devin-
versus Double Dragon is fun.
Devin was very excited for this.
It's a good game. Really good game.
Is it Double Dragon, but you can play with Battletoads?
Correct. That's exactly what it is.
And that's why I've never played it.
Yes.
I'm not interested.
Where
really
is
Double
the
Dragon.
Twisted Tales of Spike McFang? I am so
Who
angry that they have
is
not added
Spike
that.
McFang. The fuck is that?
Spike McFang?
Spike McFang.
Is he related to Frank Stone?
Oh my god, it's both of you now. Frank Stone, now Spike McFang. Oh goodness. So get your Super Nintendo game. Get your money's worth. Go play Cosmo Gang the Puzzle.
Play Battletoads Double Dragon.
What is Kunio?
And XBS is correct. It's never been released before this.
Shugo.
It's just a Japanese dodgeball game, probably,
Interesting.
that they didn't want to translate.
Jess,
Probably.
it was a mid race. You know why? Because it's Singapore. Singapore is always mid. I didn't
There you
even
go.
watch it.
Hey,
That's
Jess.
the news. Take away the questions.
Were you going to say something, Delvin?
No, I have nothing to say.
All right. Drew writes in and asks, okay, don't kill me. But after years of Wind Waker and Twilight Princess HD rumors, we're still
Here we go again.
what are the chances Nintendo revisits a Zelda Master Collection bundle with those games and something like Breath of the Wild for the Switch 2?
Let's
Drew?
kill him.
No chance.
Why would they do that when they can sell them to us individually for $70 each and we'll buy them all?
100%.
Correct.
100%.
That is the answer.
Not with Breath of
Drew?
the Wild, especially not Breath of the Wild and Tears. They're not going to do that.
That's going to be that's going to be a $70 minimum purchase.
True. write this answer down. And every time you think about asking us this question, just look at the page. Because that is the answer.
Can you time Jess out? That's not my name. I don't know who she thinks she is. There is
Becky with
no
the good hair?
Becky on this screen. There it says right here what my name is.
Wow,
Can
she's
you
triggered
read?
Bex. She's triggered Bex.
Rebecca with the good hair.
Illiterate.
I'm gonna start calling her Becky.
Yeah.
I'll leave. I can go back to sleep.
I'll quit.
You said this was my show in the beginning. I will exercise that power.
It is your show.
I remember one day you tweeted something about people calling you.
I have never introduced myself as that. It is
Now, that's true.
nowhere on my
But
page.
one day on Twitter, somebody called her Becky or something.
You
and
might
she
as well
went
just
off.
call me Joe. Like that is
She
the
went
same
off
thing.
on about people.
That's what we'll
calling her
call you
something
then.
else, and
Joe.
I had big grimacing emojis. She's like, "What?" I was like, "Because I've never called you Rebecca. Like in the history of ever talking, I've never called her Rebecca." She's
That
like,
is
"What do you
true.
call me?" I was like, "I call you Bex."
That's
That's what
fine
he calls you all
because
the
you
time.
She's
have
like,
that
"That's okay."
right. You have that right. Like you're friends with me. You know me. That's fine. We've talked. You know, it's established. There's no Becky anywhere on my profile. It's okay, Jess. I forgive you.
Hey, Fritz. Look how Fritz looking. You saw how Fritz looked just now?
Yeah,
This
he got.
girl was crazy.
He saw me getting real.
He looked at her
He was like, "Never
y'all
mind."
see this? Fritz look like y'all see what I have to deal with every day?
Yeah, he's normally the problem, the troublemaker. He came up at her Beck and he was like, "Nope."
Nope.
He's like, "Y'all done fucked up, Aaron."
God, I'm
Jess-
fucking. Did you get
Jess,
the
I
screen?
apologize.
Fritz
I
was
was-
looking at the screen.
I was using you to make a point because you were not the only one. Okay, moving on. Super Meta Boy, do you think the next gimmick for the Switch 2 will be augmented reality, AR, given the success of Pokemon Go and mobile games in general?
Please no.
I don't.
That would suck.
However, with the rumor of them having some fucking camera attachment, you can't rule it out. Like it could be a gimmick. If that's a real thing, it could be.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they'll try. I mean, some of their gimmicks are like, they're like, yes, this is a gimmick, and then they don't use it. Like, how many
True.
HD Rumble games were highlighted on the Nintendo Switch? Like, they used it in like the vibration a little bit, but like,
They never,
it
like,
was
asked
not
about it.
as prevalent in the games as we thought it
Get
was
ready
going
for
to
HD
be.
Rumble 2.
God.
Fucking Todd.
You know what reminds me of that camera? You know that camera idea of attaching camera? You know what that reminds me of?
The iToy on PlayStation.
Well, of
That's what I
course,
thought
yeah.
of.
And the
That's
Game
what I
Boy.
thought of
But
immediately.
like in recent terms in Switchland, like Mario Kart Live.
Oh, yeah.
Ah,
Cameras in the
yeah.
carts and stuff. Yeah.
Good
maybe
point.
maybe they have some sort of gimmick. Or maybe I wonder. Ooh. All right. Just a
Okay.
theory. That button that's on that Joy-Con that we can't figure out.
Okay.
What if it's like a streaming button? And the camera attachment, like you can stream live from your Switch like while you're holding it.
Okay. That could
And
be
it,
cool.
like, it puts like your face, like your camera, like down in the corner and stuff.
That could be
Like
cool.
your webcam.
They did that with the Wii U.
They did, but you couldn't stream your games with it.
No.
They had like a chat, but like, what if that's it?
Oh, you mean like
What if you
stream
could-
like on an external website?
Yeah, like what if you could just stream on YouTube, but like the camera and this, like from the Switch, like just all built in. Like
That'd
even
be cool. That makes
portable.
sense.
Like, you could
That
be
would
on a
be
train.
really, really cool. But I don't really see
Mm.
Nintendo doing
Neither do
that.
I. Neither, not even a
No,
little bit.
not
But it
even a
makes
little
you
bit.
wonder. It makes you wonder. But I'm 100% with you. I'm like, yeah, there's no way. But maybe. I don't know. It just popped in my head. Possible. You would see people go live from everywhere. Like that'd be a problem. Actually, that could go the opposite way. That could be a problem.
I'm
That
using
could
my
be really
Switch
bad.
on the toilet.
As we've seen from Shannon lately,
Yes. See from
Shay.
Shannon Sharp.
that could be problematic.
Poor Michelle.
Sleepy Gamer asks us, what Nintendo characters do you think should have their own game or get more screen time?
Tingle.
That's just what I'm going to say.
Tingle has 3 games, Donnie.
He needs
That's
more.
true. Yeah, good
He
point.
needs
Good
more.
point.
And
more.
2 of them didn't even come to this country.
That's the problem.
Starfy.
This is really controversial yet brave, but I'm gonna say it. Waluigi.
I was going to say that.
Yeah.
That was my second choice.
That's
Waluigi.
good.
Wario has his own games. He has 2 series. He has 2 different series.
Yeah, we need more Wario Land in the
You know what
world.
they should do? They should make a Waluigi game that's the opposite of Luigi's Mansion, where he just goes in the houses and fuck them up. They're like
Where he's
chasing
the bad,
ghosts.
like
He's a
the-
menace.
like
Yes,
hunts down people.
yes. Just make it the opposite.
Waluigi Burglar Simulator.
Yes, he just goes and fucks up people's
Oh,
houses.
Waluigi's stealth game. That's not bad, actually, Rebecca. Yeah,
I like it.
that's pretty good.
I'm glad
I
that
don't know.
Pauline is gonna be in Mario Party because she deserves the world.
She does. She's great.
I got nothing.
A space adventure with Rosalina.
Okay. Maybe a game with the Koopa kids.
I
pretty
hate the Koopa kids. I wish they would die.
What?
You don't like Morton Koopa Jr.?
No.
That's insane, Rebecca.
Why is it
The other one-
insane?
That's insane. That's
No,
too
it's
much.
not.
I love the greetings,
horrible.
Koopa. Come
There's
on.
too many of them. Nobody needs that many kids.
Look, Bowser likes to fuck.
Hey, yeah,
So I'm
quit hating on Bowser, man.
Just likes to get
He's out
down.
there
That's his
populating
thing.
the Mushroom Kingdom. Damn.
As long as he takes care of him, that's all that matters.
Right.
He's a good dad.
Yeah, they got flying go-karts and all kinds of shit. They seem
Yeah.
fine.
Bowser's my dad by flying go-karts
Right?
and shit.
Magical
fuck?
wands and stuff like, yeah, they seem to be having a blast. They got all kinds of
Okay.
ships and stuff.
They seem untethered and they are like free range children that
Man,
parent
you
does
try
not
raising
know that
18
they're-
kids.
they
Yeah.
Bowser doesn't know that they're like knocking displays over in the store.
He gave his kids a goddamn pirate ship. Here, just
Right.
stop Mario from breaking in. Here you go. Whole flying pirate ship.
Man, I love the Koopalings.
Okay. Anyone else?
Birdo.
I would
That's
do
a
that.
good one.
Yeah, I would buy Birdo's game.
We need a shooting game with Birdo.
Quote me on that, G-Man.
Or Rob.
The
We haven't
robot.
a Rob game in a
Yeah.
minute. Yeah, that would be cool.
It's a cool character.
It is
He
a cool
is.
character.
Like,
I
you
had
could
John.
use,
I
like,
had
a-
John Mike.
Duck Hunt is another one.
Yeah.
Duck Hunt should come back.
Yeah.
It should.
I'm
was-
surprised it didn't with the Joy-Con.
Surprised it didn't with the Wii.
True.
It felt tailor-made for that, and I was like, "What is going on?" It doesn't have to be the same as the NES game, but like just even the property, like Duck Hunt.
Mhm.
was
Don't we
super
still
fun.
have light guns? Don't those they make those like
Yeah, the little
redneck
attachments and
games with the
shit.
big big hunting that comes with the gun?
Bella's big
Yeah.
adventure hunting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
we can still do that. We can make a duck hunt with a cooler gun.
Oh no, Hyrule, do not shoot the dog.
they're eating the dogs. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats.
There you go. There you go.
I think you could shoot the dog in duck hunt,
You can.
and it would get mad at you or something like
Yeah.
that. If I
Yeah,
remember
but it
correctly.
wouldn't die.
Yeah, it wouldn't die.
I would like that. John 32 wants to know, with 7 approximate years since Mario Odyssey, do you have any hopes or wants for a new 3D Mario game? No, John 32, nobody wants a new Mario game. I have not heard anybody ask for that or speculate on it. I don't want it. Donnie doesn't want it. Delvin doesn't want it.
It's been 7 years. Wow.
I just don't want it to be Odyssey 2.
No, it won't be Odyssey 2, and they're gonna launch the Switch 2 with it.
I like Cappy. I wouldn't mind
And
Odyssey
she-
too.
And she still hasn't played Wonder.
No.
Still.
That's a damn shame.
Astrobot made me feel like a kid again.
I love
Yeah.
Astrobot.
Motherfucker. It just hurts. It feels disrespectful.
It does feel wrong.
Right?
Almost as wrong as Switch 2. Fucking Todd. Fucking Todd.
You know,
We
Sean
will get-
jumped on that wagon.
He did?
He's like, this is the rightful name.
No, it isn't.
What?
Becca, do you know what we're talking about?
No.
Todd Oxtra wants the Switch to be called Switch 2, TOO.
Is that why I keep seeing it written like that all over the
Yes.
place here in the notes?
Yes, and we were like, this is the worst name ever.
Why?
We're beefing with Todd and his whole podcast community.
I don't
And Sean
understand the
Sean has
joke.
chosen that side.
I don't understand why that's funny. Why is that?
It's not a joke. He's dead ass serious. He
Oh
thinks
yeah,
the
no, that's the
Switch-
funny. Like, he's
But why?
serious.
But what is the reason? What is the purpose?
He doesn't know. That he just wants that to be the name. Switch 2.
Two.
Why?
Because it's
Like
instead of the
limited
number
to?
2, the word
You
2.
see? Welcome to our life. That's a
Stupid.
terrible name.
Stupid.
See?
Yeah, awful name. He was like, "You're gonna regret this when it happens." I was like, "You're right. If it happens, I will regret it.
I will
I'll
regret it.
that I had to buy this
It's like
shit
the
with his
Wii
name
U,
on
the
the box."
Switch 2.
Yeah,
Two.
that's where I think he got it from.
Stupid.
And Sean jumped on the wagon. He was like the rightful Switch 2's name.
How about this? How about the Switch 2 in chat there? 2.
Switch 2.
TU. Stupid.
Somebody
Uh,
said the Switch Hawk Tour. Oh my God, that's
Stop it. We're
Switch
moving
2.
on.
Switch
Tua.
2.
Tua.
Tua.
That works.
That's better than the other one.
That's the joke, Jules, because 2 in a lot of languages means you, TU, you. So
That actually sounds like they may actually do that.
yeah.
I think
They might-
I think I heard Jeff and Mike, they were making fun of the Wii U. So they were doing like Switch U but YOU instead of just the U. So it's
appreciate
Switch
that.
U. They're gonna call it the new Nintendo Switch, aren't they?
No, they're not. It's a
Yeah.
Switch 2.
That
I hope
that'll
it
work.
is. I really do. I hope it's
Kyle the Pug, name one thing in Echoes of Wisdom that will get you excited to play the game for hours nonstop. The fact that it exists.
Yes.
probably true.
Correct.
Zelda
It's also fucking
Smoothies.
comic book.
Smoothies. I want to make smoothies. I want to dress up Zelda. I want to find all the outfits. I'm gonna dress her up and I want to ride my horsey. This is a game for the girlies.
Yeah, I don't want to do any of that. I want to fly. I want to do the spider shit where I can climb up the walls and
Yeah.
stuff.
No.
I want to hit somebody with a big ass rock.
There
I
you
want
go.
to get that thing where you lift the boulder, and I just want to hit. I remember how unhinged all of the gifs and the fan art was when the game was announced.
Hmm.
Where like some baddie would come up to Zelda and she would hit them with a fucking mountain. That's what I
Goddamn
wanna
right.
do.
I like that.
That's the energy I'm here for.
You know, I kind of like the idea of a Super Nintendo Switch. That's not a bad idea.
That's what
idea.
I have
Oh,
been
the Super- yeah, the
saying.
Super Switch
that's
is
that's my first choice. The Super.
That is a
think
good name. That's
Sean
a
was
good
the
name.
first
I like
person
that.
I heard say that like 7 years. It was a great idea. Super
Mhm.
Switch is really. I mean,
Yeah.
that sells itself. But
Mhm.
I think Switch 2. And I know people are like they've never done one with a number, which is, I mean, they did put a 3DS in the thing, which is not a sequential number. I understand, but then they did 2DS.
Does the existence of the Switch 2 imply that there may eventually be the Switch 3?
I would hope so.
It can. If the Switch, if the renders are to be believed, and that's what the Switch looks like, I think the easiest way to differentiate that from something else is to call it the Switch 2.
I agree. I
I
think
think
that that's
naming
the
it anything
most
else-
logical name.
Makes people think that they don't need it,
Yeah.
right? Like the Super Switch sounds like you have a Switch that's not so super, but you can still play it,
Yeah.
right? The Switch 2 is like, yeah, this is a new thing though. You need the
I agree.
Switch
Yes.
2. Yeah.
What does the I'm sorry, Shiv UK, what does the $700 price for the PS5 Pro do to your expectations for the Switch 2 price? Would you work a second job for the Switch 2? No. That's why I saved my tax returns for the past 2 years.
No, because the Switch isn't going to cost that much. It's going to be like $400.
When they
It's fine.
came up with the $700 price for the PS5 Pro, I tweeted Nintendo has the opportunity to do the funniest thing, and that is walk on stage and say $399 and walk away.
They can. I'm not going to be shocked if it's $4.99.
You know what they should do? They should come on stage and be like $698. Just leave.
Everybody bitched, and then they came out with the PlayStation 5 anniversary, and now everybody wants to buy a $3,000 PlayStation.
Goddamn right. They sucking us all in. They built all that goodwill back.
Yep.
Look what we did.
They
We just
literally
painted a different
Everybody's
color.
dying to get one now. Dying to get one now. So I'm not gonna get one. I want to, but I'm not. I'm not gonna
I'm
get
back
one.
in, baby. I'm back in. They just painted the screen.
But
They did nothing.
$3.99 would be I think that's the sweet spot.
Mm-hmm.
But every time I think of the sweet spot with Nintendo, I always add a little bit more. So I'm bracing for $4.99. That's what I'm gonna brace for. And if it comes in cheaper, I'll be surprised.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be
I think
pleasantly
$3.99 is a
surprised.
great price. $4.99. I'm like, oh, you're pushing it, but I'll
$3.99
still
is a
rock
great
with it.
price, of course, but again, got to think about. Excuse me, I keep hiccuping. You got to think about what's in the Switch, right? If there's rumors to be believed, and it's got an SSD and it's got Tensor cores and an NVIDIA chip, like $3.99 would be
I don't
aggressive.
know what any of that stuff is.
Well, it's expensive, is what it is. That's what I'm telling
Yeah.
you. It's expensive.
They got Tensor
Now-
cores. Yeah. Fuck is that?
I wonder if we're getting dual SKUs. Could they have? We've talked about this. Like, could they? split
That
the
can make
SKU
sense.
Where they have a cheaper one and a premium one.
That'd be cool.
Could they do a 256 at $3.99 and maybe a terabyte at $4.99 or 512 or something like that?
I would rather
Or-
see options like that.
That would
I
make
think
sense. Yeah.
I think we might, or we talk about maybe they split the dock or something like that. Like I could see something like that
Yeah.
Yeah.
because it's just, and it's not because I want it to be. I definitely don't want it to be more expensive. It's just everything is more expensive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like everything has gone up, and I honestly think it would behoove Nintendo. Especially
Behoove.
because-
you're full of really good vocabulary words today,
Yeah,
Donnie. I just
he's
want to
a very
compliment you
smart
on
man.
that.
Thank you. They suffer from the same yen to dollar thing that Sony does. It would behoove them to protect themselves by coming out maybe slightly higher than expected than lower, because when you look at PlayStation, what have they been doing since they launched? They've been raising the price. Because I
Yes.
think Xbox forced them to price too aggressively. So they are raising it, and that's bad.
Mhm.
So I
Yeah.
kind of feel like Nintendo maybe they come in a little higher than expected.
I
But we'll see.
agree
We'll see.
with all of that.
The hope is the chip that they're using from Nvidia is already old. So maybe it's cheaper than we think. like that could be it. It could be cheaper, but I'm not expecting it.
Crawler asks us, I've only recently started playing Hades and I got hooked so hard. What's a game that was out years before you started playing it and had you instantly in love with it? For me, that's most games. I don't play until later. Some of my favorite games I played years after they released, like Undertale, I didn't play until a few years after it released. Life is Strange, I think I played it a year after it came out. Chrono
So
Trigger, I
good.
played 25 years after it came out. There's a lot of games like that. I'm trying to think of some that are like Hades, where they're like, never ending type of games.
I feel like I've had a lot of these. Deadly Premonition. I never
Mhm.
played on release because it had terrible reviews, and then when the Switch release came out, and I played it, and I kind of loved it. And it put me like on this whole path where I went and watched Twin Peaks and ended up playing Control and like just started diving down that rabbit hole.
Mhm.
I'm not sure if you remember, but I played that game earlier this year. The Christian game, was it the El Shaddai of Metatron? or
Oh
whatever the hell
yeah,
that game
yeah.
was? Apparently, I didn't even know that game came out 15 years ago or whatever, but that game was super fun. I wouldn't say I loved it, but like it was really good. I'm glad I bought it and played it.
Mhm.
Half-Life.
Okay.
I played Half-Life and beat Half-Life for the first time this year and loved it. So that might be my best answer for the question.
Okay. Delvin, we're talking about games that were out years before and you started playing and you instantly loved it. He was talking about recently starting Hades.
I'm trying to think. That's a
Something you
good question.
discovered late.
Hopefully Mario Wonder.
That would be great.
I don't know what lately I've discovered like years later that I love.
It's a thing when we're us. It's kind of hard because we pay attention to everything and kind of play the highlights.
Yes. And that's kind of what it is. We kind of pay attention to the things that's coming out and we
It's
play it.
almost like you have to play a bad game Like you didn't play it on release because it wasn't super great. So then you played it later and you're like, it's not so bad.
Yeah.
You know what one comes to mind for me?
Which one?
And I think people hate it. And not that I love it, but everyone hates Resident Evil 6, and I kind of like it.
Oh, I like Resident Evil 6. It's great.
Like
I
if
think
if they remake it, I would definitely buy it. 100%.
I think the multiple different stories aspect I don't like because some of the stories aren't great. But yeah, I like it. The Leon story is great. I like that part of it.
Jess says Darksiders. We were just talking about that with Dev.
I
love
think
Darksiders. Darksiders 2
great.
is great.
I think Starfield will probably be that for me.
Nice.
I think probably like maybe in like a couple months or a year from now, I'll go back to Starfield like, oh, this is actually a really good game. But not right now.
good,
After
man.
it has all the updates.
After it's got all the cars and all the maps and all the DLC and all the story, and then you play it and be like, this game's amazing.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to end up happening with me. Because I just have, like, when I first tried, I'm like, oh, this is okay. But I don't have time to play this. It's not pulling me to play it. So
I hope that, like, remasters serve this purpose. You know, people can play Until Dawn, or they play, like, Doom, or all these remasters that we get, and you can play this stuff and catch it for the first time. The Turok remasters and stuff. I hope people play those things.
Yeah, that's I feel like better, maybe that's what they're trying to do with the remasters. Like obviously some people will buy them a second time, but people who held off the first time might be more willing.
Yep. It sounds like Sony's about to announce a Horizon remaster, which has got people mad. But it's like you got to remember there are people that haven't played it. There are
people who just their first PlayStation console is the PlayStation 5.
And they've got this Lego game coming out that they're going to put on Switch. So maybe people buy the Switch game.
That's not out yet?
Not yet. I think it's coming out.
It comes out. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, moving on. Matt asks us, as we embark on a new era of Nintendo, what do you think is the biggest concern for Nintendo's new console? That's a good question.
I think the biggest concern... Two things. I think Nintendo has two things that they have to address with the new console. One is the competitive marketplace.
Yes.
The Switch launched into an area that they had no competition. People were talking about they were competing with phones. Like that was the only competition was people who could play games on your phone. Now they launch into a space that has PlayStation Portals and Steam Decks and ROG Allies and Claws, and there's literally a dozen alternatives. And they don't play Nintendo games, but they do play a lot of other games. And I think
they're pretty good.
Yeah, that will. And we expect Xbox to show up. There are rumors that PlayStation is readying a handheld. So I think it'll be a much more competitive market. That's the first. Second, this generation of consoles has shown has provided evidence that there isn't like a rapid, I think, demand for bigger, stronger consoles. So I hope they do have a gimmick or something with the Switch 2 that isn't just it's a better Switch. Because it's a better PlayStation and it's a better Xbox. And not that PlayStation is definitely very successful. I would never say it's struggling. And I think its sales may even be outpacing PS4. But most outlooks are not suggesting that it will be the PS4. It seems to be slowing down. The demand doesn't seem to be as strong. So just in that space, when you've sold 140 million Switches, how do you get people to buy? How do you sell 140 million Switch 2s? Can you keep that momentum? Can you keep those games going? That's a challenge. It's a challenge.
My biggest concern is that it's not gonna have games that I want to play.
I think we'll have that.
I think we have that in spades.
Yeah, I do.
Then we're good.
I think my biggest concern, honestly, is them getting the price right. Getting the price and the messaging right so it can kind of catapult the same way the original Switch did. I think the original Switch messaging was so perfect, the price was right.
I
almost
don't
like
care.
perfect
I
storm.
don't care about all that. I don't care if Nintendo, that's none of my beeswax if Nintendo sinks or swims with it like the Wii U. I'm getting it. I'm selfish. I'm caring about me. I care that the loading times in Animal Crossing New Horizons is not going to be any shorter.
Well,
That's
you're
my
going to be
concern.
super happy. It's going to be great. Speaking
Yes.
of that, Rebecca, hang on a second.
That's
just
my
jogged my-
concern. I'm selfish. I don't care if they name it the Switch U and sell 3 copies.
You've just jogged my memory.
I want them to sell more so we can continue getting stuff like the Switch.
So true.
I got to
Make a better Switch. That's all I need.
I got
You ain't got to reinvent the wheel with this one.
And 100%, I'm with you, Rebecca. I don't care if they do either. I just think those are the challenges Nintendo's facing. I'm buying
Yeah.
anyway. You make
Yeah, I'm
Zelda
buying.
games, I'm there. I don't need my Switch to outperform my deck or my ally or anything like that. People are like, it's like a PS4 Pro, but not. I could care less. I don't even need your comparisons. Don't even tell me what the Switch 2 is like. The Switch 2, I just need it to be Switch 2.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we had somebody that was like, I wish, Astrobot made me wish Mario had a little bit more performance. I'm like, what do you need more mustache?
Yes.
Like, what does that mean? What are you trying to get?
Need his mustache ray traced.
Right. Yeah. Like, how much Mario? You need more Mario? Like,
Yes.
I'm good. Why isn't this starting? Uh-oh. Rebecca, I played an Animal Crossing game this week.
You did.
I wanted to ask you if you've heard about it, but I want to say, I think it's called like Bluff Peaks or something like that. I'm trying to start Steam to tell you what it's called. And it's just not happening at the moment, which is great audio.
Do you want me to move on to the next question while you do it?
No, I'll get there. Just give me a minute.
No
Sorry, Peter.
problem. I don't play a lot of Animal Crossing clones.
Oh, so then you probably haven't heard of it then.
Crossing animals. Let's just sit here and stare at each other. That works perfectly.
Just be quiet.
Yeah.
Like
Just
everybody.
to,
Our
It's
audio
okay.
listeners will love
It's
it.
called Moonlight Peaks.
I feel like
I'm
I've
close.
heard of that.
It's Animal Crossing for spooky bitches.
oh, I like it.
It's
Wait,
like it's a Halloween Animal Crossing game.
hold on. I think I did see this, and I think it's not out yet, right?
Right.
Oh
but
my
there's a
god! Wait, I
demo.
wish listed it.
You can play a demo on your Steam Deck for free.
Okay. Yeah, I wish listed this recently.
I started playing it. It's legit Animal Crossing. Like
But
the people
spooky.
talk, they go "Meow, meow, 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 meow," and you get a little shovel, you get a little pickaxe, and you can chop the tree, and you can
Okay.
like I was like, holy shit, like this is just Animal Crossing.
Can I murder villagers?
I don't know. Yeah, I played it for like an hour and I was like, this is super cool. Like
Yeah, I wish listed it, but I didn't play the demo because it says planned release date 2026, so it's very
Yeah.
far away.
Wow.
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that too.
You know what? This was brought to my attention because my friend Mary played the demo and did a little TikTok on it.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't. So I showed it to my wife because I wanted her to see it, but actually this is something that maybe I might play this
Mare.
for the spooky stuff. Yeah, it's like Animal Crossing, but it's like Halloween all the time.
Yeah, I will definitely keep my eye on that as it gets closer to the next 2 years.
Switch 2.
So shoot.
Switch 2 launch title.
Like it. Let's go.
Well,
That'll be getting
speaking of
cheatsy.
that, Ryan asks us, give us your crazy but possible day one Switch 2 launch game. So something like a 3D Mario is not crazy. That's probably going to happen. What is our crazy but possible day one Switch 2 launch game?
Breath of the Wild remake. Remastered.
That's not crazy.
That is
I mean,
crazy.
That's gonna
it
be
kind
there.
of is. I think
I
that
think-
would be a crazy thing to do on day one because people already have that game. Like it's not something that you want to sell the system with.
But isn't that like, you're right. I'm not saying you're wrong, but hasn't that been the rumor? Like, didn't we hear that they were showing off the system with Breath of the Wild? They're like, look how fast Breath of the Wild loads.
I mean, I think that's
Okay. Yeah, I'm
a
not gonna fight
given.
the
That's a
scenario. I'm not
given
gonna
that
fight
you.
the scenario.
Okay. No, I mean, I think there's a difference between like, are we talking about like you can play your existing copy of Breath of the Wild
I'm
in a better
expecting them to
state?
sell us. I'm expecting
Yeah.
them to sell us Breath of the Wild again. Like, I'm
Exactly.
expecting.
I'm not
it.
gonna
Like,
rebuy that.
And they'll probably call it Breath of the Wild, the complete edition
with the
with a bunch of
DLC.
stuff in it.
I
DLC
expect
and
it. Like I'm expecting it.
Switch
and I'm gonna
2.
buy it, and we'll happily play it again. And I expect it to be there.
I can't do this right now.
Yeah, that's what it is. You signed up.
I've
for
got
this,
a
Rebecca.
crazy one for you.
Okay,
You ready?
let's go.
Brace yourself. Halo: The Master Chief Collection.
Ooh, that actually makes sense too.
It does.
Yeah, Xbox different. They'll put their shit anywhere. Put on a phone. You want this? Take it, please.
Oh my god.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, and not don't do Infinite. Right? Do the Master Chief
No.
Collection.
That's the one you do.
That's
if any,
the old one, the OG, the whole like they get all the whole thing. You buy it for $70 and you play it on Switch. You can play online and like yeah.
for the first time outside of like PC and Xbox, here you go, Master Chief
And wouldn't
Collection.
that would blow people's minds.
That would be huge news.
It would be huge news. This old ass game, like people
Yeah.
would be excited. They would buy
Yeah.
it off the shelf. Like
and
and
then
isn't-
6 months later, it's on PS5 now.
Isn't Xbox's I've been reading articles about Xbox. I think next fall is Xbox's 25th anniversary. And they're expected
Ooh.
to do something with Halo. Like maybe they have a Halo, maybe it's not Master Chief Collection. Maybe they have like a Halo remake or something, but like it coming to Xbox, PlayStation, and Switch, like it just all the things, I could see it. I really could.
Yeah, would make sense.
And I think that's crazy news.
Josh would be very happy about that. That was one of his favorite games.
Jess says Halo versus Splatoon Splatfest. Put Chief in Splatoon.
Yeah.
I want to see more crossovers in Splatoon.
I do too. That would be excellent stuff.
My crazy but possible day one Switch 2 launch game. Are you ready for this one?
Bracing.
Snipper Clips 2.
Let's go, baby. Snip some clips.
I thought you were about to hit me with arms.
I hate
Legs.
that game.
What?
I hate that game.
Arms is awesome.
No, it's not. You're the
It's
only
so
person that thinks
good.
that.
I am
Secret
not.
arms.
Yes, you are.
Not
You're the
even a
only
little bit.
one. You are.
Oh,
They got to do the sequel. They got to do legs. It's a sequel.
legs,
They have
elbows,
to.
elbows,
Yes.
forearms,
Yes.
knuckles,
Forearms. The sequel arms.
wrists.
It has to happen
Oh,
now.
they should just call it hands.
Yeah.
Man.
Catch these hands. Oh man, Rebecca, that hurts. I look. I'm not. I would never argue that it's a great game.
Yeah, because
But
it's not.
Arms was really good, and for like a launch title,
Was
it's
it?
just- it
It
was.
was.
Yes.
It was not a launch title.
Did it come like in the first like couple months?
Yeah,
think it
that's-
did come.
Yeah, it did come in the first couple.
So
Launch
to me,
window.
That's a launch
Launch
window.
window.
Like, it's for a new IP with new characters. It's just a little bare bones, is all. That doesn't make it awful, and
It
it's
was
super
awful.
fun. It's fun to play.
No, it's not.
It is fun to play. Oh, the whole cat and mouse of when you swing and leaving your. Oh, it's good.
No.
If they did a Punch Out game, but
Punch
it was
Out's
arms.
better. Punch Out's better.
But if they did a Punch Out game, but it was arms, it would be awesome. It'd be super fun.
yeah,
That's
what
that's
it's
missing.
fine. I would like
It's
that.
missing a Punch Out like
It's
single
missing
player
the
type campaign.
the foundations of gameplay.
Oh
That's
my
a hurtful
goodness.
thing to say.
This is so wrong.
No, it's not. The listeners know I'm right.
Do they?
Arms.
Yes.
We need a poll. Everybody that
I'll
likes
put it up after
arms,
the show.
I'll do a
type
poll. I'll do a
arms.
poll for the live chat right now.
I was going to do it in the Discord like I
Do
did
it
the
in the
other
You
one.
do it in the
Yeah, we need a
Discord. I'll
poll.
do it in the Twitch chat.
Yes.
How dare?
Should I say, is arms good?
What is your opinion on the game Arms?
Just the good, yeah. Good or
I
bad?
like
Awful
it.
or good?
I don't like it.
There you go. Thumbs
Damn.
up, thumbs down. The,
You
the
know I'm
theme
right.
song alone.
The theme song was good, but sadly, a theme song does not make a good game.
I hate this because I really enjoyed it. It's just bare
Vote.
bones.
Go
It's
vote.
like the Mario sports games. It's just a little. It just needs more content. But the core gameplay is good. It's fun. Me and Jason had a blast.
I'm glad you did.
Wow.
Arms is better than Pokken Tournament.
That might be true.
There we go. We can agree there.
G-Man asks us, since September 20th was the 5th anniversary of Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. What are your thoughts about it?
I'm reading all the people that are liking ARMS. What was the question?
Yeah, I'm doing the phone.
What do you think about Link's Awakening, the original?
So I've never.
No,
I've
not the
actually-
original, the remake, the 5th anniversary.
I
of the
never
remake.
played. So you talk about remasters and finding a game later. I never played Link's Awakening until the remaster, and I liked the remaster. It was good. I don't understand why Link's Awakening is most people not most people, a lot of people's favorite Zelda game.
I agree.
That I don't understand having played the remaster.
I agree. I like it. It's a Zelda game, so I really enjoy it. It's better than most video games. I am not a Link's Awakening truther like a lot of people are.
Yeah, I thought that when I beat it, I was like, that's kind of crazy because people are like, this is the best Zelda game, and I'm like, Link Between Worlds was way better than this. But it is what it is. Maybe at the time, right, on Game Boy and stuff. Maybe at the time it was really awesome.
I think that the Oracle games are similar, but with a better gameplay mechanic.
Yeah.
Any other opinions?
I haven't played it that much. So I don't know how to feel about it.
But you're gonna play Echoes of Wisdom day one, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
That looks right.
G-Man was also wondering about Bayonetta 2's 10th anniversary. I have not played Bayonetta.
Bayonetta 2 is awesome. It's one
It's
of
great.
Wii U's best games. Yeah, it was really, really
I played it on the PS3 a long time ago, but it was a great game.
Bayonetta, not Bayonetta 2. You mean
Two?
Bayonetta? Yeah,
I think 2 was on
Bayonetta 2.
PS3.
He said it's
What?
Bayonetta 2's 10th anniversary. Is that
No.
false?
Oh, that's the
Bayonetta-
Switch one.
Wii U.
Wii
But
U.
yes, on
Wow.
Switch too. It's on Switch
Yeah,
as well.
I didn't touch it on Wii.
Bayonetta
Yeah.
2 was the game Nintendo resurrected Bayonetta.
That's the
with
one they
Bayonetta
bought.
2.
That's the one they bought. Yeah, gotcha. I don't
That's
think
when they own Bayonetta.
Yeah, I need to play that one then.
Bayonetta 2 is awesome. Super fun. My favorite. My favorite Bayonetta.
This is a question from Reddit, I guess, that you saw. How quickly will Nintendo kill the old Switch? It's a good question.
Yeah, I
Next
saw
day.
this on Reddit, and there was like a lot of different topics. And I was like, this is pretty good. Do you think they'll cross-gen? Do you think they'll...
First party, no.
The cross-gen has not worked out, I don't think, for Xbox and PlayStation. So at this point,
I don't think first party games will be.
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
So I think day one.
Yeah.
I think Switch 2 games will be Switch 2 games.
Yes. As soon as Switch 2 comes out, just throw your old Switch in the garbage. It's useless.
I Can't See says Bayo Trilogy Collection. I would actually love a Bayonetta collection if you included Cereza. So put all
I-
four.
That'd be
games.
cool.
I think that would happen.
That would be super fun.
Gags asks us, which Nintendo franchise that hasn't received a Switch original game yet do you want to see get a new title? He chooses Star Fox. There's not many. There's Star
Donkey
Fox. There's Donkey Kong.
The answer
Rhythm
is
Heaven.
Star Fox for me.
Donkey Kong and Rhythm Heaven.
I don't know if I have any. Punch Out.
Star Fox.
I
You're
don't
not
want
going
a
to
new
say
Pu- I
Star
don't-
Tropics,
No, I don't play
The
Star.
legendary Star Tropics.
Golden Sun.
I
Just
don't play
hit
that.
all the same ones. Just hit all the classics that all the Nintendo fans do. Mother, Earthbound,
I don't
you
want
know?
a new game of those.
the Nintendo Anonymous.
I would like a new Mother game. A modern Earthbound. Maybe a remake or a remaster.
Well, yeah, I would like a remaster.
And which leads into like a new game, maybe. They should do something like that. They should do something with that
F-Zero.
franchise.
I'm getting my wish with a new top-down Zelda.
True. Ice Climbers. Oh,
Let's go,
Icarus.
bring 'em back.
Right? That's the other obscure Nintendo fandom answer.
Hey,
Kid
Icarus got a
Icarus.
game.
The underserved Kid Icarus franchise.
All these are dead for a reason.
I agree. 100%. But every time I see one of these questions online,
There we go.
I laugh at the people. They're like,
There is the
Bring
answer.
back-
Balloon fight.
balloon fight.
Let's go, baby.
This is some shit, man. People are like, bring back Star Trek. I'm like, get out of here.
The one that they brought back that I actually ended up really enjoying was Advanced Wars.
That's a good one.
I think the 99 craze was a great way of like revitalizing some of those things.
For
That was very
F-Zero.
good. Yeah.
Star Fox and Punch Out are my answers.
Yeah, I mean, Star Fox, I think Star Fox and Donkey Kong are easy bets.
I agree.
Yeah.
Switch
Well, Donkey
2
Kong,
should-
I think is going to come back. They've done
Switch
Donkey
2
Kong
should
stuff.
have a damn Donkey Kong and a Star Fox game soon.
Mhm.
Like, get on. Like,
I
get
almost
on with
wonder
it
if
already.
like they have something ready for Donkey Kong and they just did that remaster of the Wii game because they didn't want to put like a big brand new Donkey Kong game at the end of the Switch's life.
I've been wondering, does it disappoint people if like the big platformer game for Switch 2 originally is a Donkey Kong game
Yes,
and people are expecting a Mario game and they get mad?
that would be bad. That would be very bad. I agree. Yeah.
But do we? Like, we just got a Mario game. Like, I'll be fine if they're
I
like,
know.
hey,
Yeah,
Like, we just
I
got
would be
one.
Excited.
Not a
I would be
3D.
ex-
We didn't get a new 3D game.
I would be excited if they were like, here's a brand new Donkey Kong game. But I think people would be pissed if there was no Mario game.
we got a Mario game that was so good. People saying it's one of the best Mario games ever. Like you know, like I think we can win on Mario a little bit.
What if it was a 3D Donkey Kong game?
That'd
Who
be cool.
wants
What if
that?
they, like-
Kyle
what if
LeBug
they-
wants that. Nobody else wants that.
What if they Odyssey'd Donkey Kong? What if it was awesome?
The
I
year of
just
the
don't-
Kong, Rebecca.
I don't like Donkey Kong.
Damn. I'd hide her camera from view, but then she'd just leave, and
Yeah.
our viewers would go down.
Yeah, just go down to zero.
It's like I can hide you, Delvin. I can hide Rebecca.
That doesn't work the same. Does not work the same.
She's out here just throwing out some offensive, outlandish fucking statements,
Yeah,
hurting me. Donkey Kong.
she
It's
knows
the
she can
fucking
do it now.
face that runs the place, Rebecca. It's the whole thing.
Not anymore. If there was, then there would have been a Switch game, but there's not. There's
Wow.
two
Damn it.
Splatoon games on Switch. There's not a
You
single new
brought
Donkey
Garrett
Kong
out.
game.
Garrett just showed up. Like he hadn't been here the whole time.
That is true.
Kong. He was like cooking dinner or something, and his like radar went off. They're
Like,
insulting
oh
Donkey
shit, somebody's
Kong.
slandering Donkey Kong.
Gotta go defend.
There's no cart. Like they announced a new Mario game, and then Diddy Kong Racing 2.
I would do a Diddy Kong Racing.
Oh, that'd be through the moon. That's like
Yeah.
that'd be a Pokemon Snap moment for me. I would leap
Yeah.
out of my couch if I saw
Yeah.
Diddy Kong Racing 2 again.
Yeah. All right, last question here from Jay Allen. How has it been 24 years since the year 2000? It's crazy to me. Who will be the big three gaming companies 24 years from now? In the year, what is it, 2058?
I won't be here.
That's not true.
No,
What are you
it
talking
probably
about?
is.
Yeah. No, he
What?
probably won't.
What's
He
wrong
probably
with
won't.
you?
Rest in
He probably
peace.
won't. Have you seen how he eats? His doctor tells us he needs help. He's like, nah, he's not making it. Let's not kid ourselves. I love Donnie. Donnie's like a brother to me. He's probably not making it.
What? Why would you say that?
Not
He
even a little.
tells me this all the time. Like we want you to
How
know, Donnie.
old
Like,
will
"Yeah."
you be in 2058?
Rest in peace.
2058 minus 1994.
Yeah.
I'll be 64.
Thank you, G-Man.
I'll be 64.
I'm here for a good time, not a long time. Thank you very much.
If he makes it to-
reveal how old you will be in 2058.
Oh God.
What year were you born?
Probably like 61, 2, something like that. I don't
No,
know.
if I'm going to be 64, you're not going to be 61.
Oh
How,
yeah, I guess the math.
what
is
year
bad.
were you born?
He'll
I'll
be
do
like
the math.
he'll be like 70.
87. Yeah, I'll be like 70.
You'll be 71. You'll be
Yeah.
here. What are you talking about?
Not even a little bit.
Don't say that. That's so rude.
Not even a little bit.
That's offensive.
I want him to be here. But I don't know if he wants to be here. That's the problem.
That makes one of us.
Exactly. I want him to be here.
No, not even a little bit.
When I'm 64, the three big gaming companies will be Nintendo, Sony, and Google.
Wow.
and Amazon.
I was gonna say
Comes
Amazon.
fucking Stadia's back.
I was gonna say Amazon. I was gonna say Nintendo, PlayStation, and Amazon.
So I'm gonna go out on a limb. I'm gonna Judge Dredd the hell out of this. In the future, to combat the corpo monoliths, PlayStation and Nintendo join forces.
Oh, so they're like
And
Taco
it's-
Bell.
Yeah, exactly. It's whatever they come up with, right? PlayStation, Nintendo, whatever that entity is called.
Playtendo.
Right, Playtendo.
Playtendo.
It's Playtendo, NetEase, and Apple.
What's NetEase?
That's the Chinese megacorp that are
Tencent,
buying
like Tencent.
Tencent. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Amazon.
and Amazon.
Yeah. Yeah. That's actually pretty realistic. Actually, I could see that.
Somebody better buy Nintendo before. That's the thing. It's just like, oof. I don't want
Can
to
we-
think about the future. Like,
Can
when
we agree that
chase-
Microsoft is not going to be a big contender?
No.
They're going to be like
They're
they're
gonna be a
going to
third-party
still
developer.
publish games. Yeah, they're going to be a third party developer.
I wonder if they should transition to becoming a
They're going to be like a
third-party
Sega.
publisher.
They might not
I
be
do wonder.
here 5 years from now.
Well, I always wonder, like, if they transition to becoming a third party platform, do they ever spin off?
What do you mean?
Like, do they spin Xbox out of Microsoft? Do they sell it? Could they sell Xbox to like Valve?
Valve
I didn't even
doesn't
think
wanna do
about
that.
Valve. Let me
Valve
go
doesn't
back.
care.
Let me go back to this. I'm gonna go play Nintendo, Tencent, and Valve.
Valve.
Those are my big three. Steam.
Yeah,
Just
but that's always its own thing. I mean, that's one of the competitors today. There's the big four.
Sure.
So you think Steam just becomes moved in that big three spot, which
Yeah.
is possible.
Yeah.
I like
Well,
Steam. Steam's great.
Yeah. Okay. I could see it.
You think Xbox could buy Valve? Could they buy
No. Not
Steam?
a
If they transition,
chance.
if they transition to go third party, I could see it.
I don't want them to buy Valve.
No way.
I don't want them to either, but I could see
Please
it.
don't fuck up my Steam.
I don't want PlayStation to buy Nintendo. I'm just saying.
I don't
could
damn
see
sure
it.
don't want that.
I'm just saying I can see it.
I
I
don't.
think
see it.
we have Sega, Nintendo, and PlayStation enter into an agreement to fight off the Amazon and Apples of the world.
I like it. Like that video game.
Can we all agree though that Nintendo will still be thriving?
Yes.
Yeah, like it really doesn't matter what anything happens as long as they make Mario games, they'll be fine.
Yeah.
It must be nice just to have that. Like, like just at any
They could-
moment, it's like, yeah, but guess what? Everybody just loves Mario though.
Yeah.
Like it's at the end of the day, we have Mario and Zelda and you don't.
Yeah. That's all
And
we
Pokemon.
need.
It's like, yeah, we have Mario, Zelda, and Pokemon, and you don't.
Alternate reality where Pal World countersues
Oh, no.
Pokemon and they win.
They buy the
and,
Pokemon company.
and
Yeah, they say no. Nintendo copied our designs.
they like come out with some spreadsheet. Actually, we came up with these designs in 1992, and
Yeah.
they went into our files and stole it.
D-Life says Apple by Nintendo. That's my biggest fear because Nintendo is not on the level of these gigantic
Ooh,
corporations.
Apple
And
buying
my
them.
biggest fear is
That-
that somebody comes by.
That's
They're
not
not.
it.
They're not
buys
gonna.
them.
They don't want to do that.
Them-
People
hope
have
not.
tried.
That's-
People have
I hope so.
tried.
Apple buys Nintendo. Boy, that Switch is gonna be like $1,000.
Microsoft tried and they got laughed at.
$1,000.
Yeah.
You gotta buy a damn phone plan to play the Switch. Fuck that. Absolutely not.
Man.
I'm just saying, guys.
And the
It will be
camera will
very-
get shittier and
Activision
shittier
would've
after
got
new
bought
versions.
I think
then
it's
they
a
did.
great question because 24 years ago the landscape was so
Totally.
different.
Exactly.
It's a long time.
Nobody would have ever told you that. If I had told you that Xbox was owned by Activision, people would laugh at me too. You know, like you
They
just
were
can't
not
say.
a big player back then.
And I'm not saying that they like somebody would buy Nintendo, take them over. I honestly think somebody would buy Nintendo, just leave Nintendo alone.
I would hope so.
Yeah,
Let
like if
Nintendo
you're
be
Apple,
Nintendo.
you just don't fuck with it. You're like, yeah, if you want to put your games, we want them exclusively on our phones, but You buy Nintendo, you just leave Nintendo to be Nintendo. If anybody was to buy Nintendo, it'd be Disney.
That might be a good idea.
Disney.
You know, I think Disney would make a play more than Apple.
That's
but
true.
I wouldn't want Disney under I wouldn't want Nintendo under Disney.
No, because I feel like
That's
Apple
right.
is very utilities centered and Disney is entertainment centered.
Yeah.
100%. So like if Disney wanted to, like, you know, say some new CEO comes in, they're like, we want to do gaming again. I can see it.
Yeah.
They're like, we're just going to buy we're going to buy 49% of Nintendo, and we're going to enter into a strategic alliance where Nintendo now has all Disney properties too.
Yeah, just
I
make
could
all our
totally
games for
see
now.
something like that. That's
But Nintendo just makes all our games from now on.
yeah. They just now they make Mario and Mickey Mouse game. Like that's not crazy.
Mario,
not.
Mickey Mouse, all the Marvel games,
Marvel
Star
game,
Wars.
yeah, I
That-
totally can see it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even have to be like a takeover. It could just be like a merger, like a partnership. They just join forces.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was a good question to end on, Jay Allen. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Super fun show. Rebecca, before we leave and get on, I hope you feel better.
Thank you. I'm
I
glad
can
you're
see you
feeling
starting to
better.
struggle.
Yeah.
And I know that feeling. I was there last week. That's why I didn't jump on the
Yes.
show.
Josh might be dead over there right now. I have to go check on him. But
I'm not going
Hopefully
to
he
say what I was
gets
going to say.
I'm damn sure not gonna make the joke I was gonna make.
Right.
Nope.
I was like, open spot for you, Delvin. Ross is opening up.
That was the same joke.
We thought the same thing. Poor Josh. You better, Josh.
Get better, Josh.
You got folks rooting against you.
that's true. I did get bit and spit on this week.
Whoa. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Like how Spider-Man started. Wait a minute. Is that a
Sounds
good
like a-
thing? You got bit.
That
and spit
sounds like
on?
how
is that a
Donnie
good
hangs
thing or a
out at
bad
his
thing?
party.
What
I
did you
also
ask if
got-
that's a good thing or a bad thing?
I
A
also
child
got
bit
bit and
me.
Well,
No,
it
not a
wasn't
child. No, not a
I got
child.
bit and spit on this weekend. It was super fun.
Yeah, I knew that was coming.
Until next time, Koopalangs, at this time next week, I will be playing Echoes of Wisdom.
I won't be here. I'm on vacation. I might be running away from a hurricane. Who knows? But
Yeah,
I won't
or
be
getting
here.
bit and spit on.
Speaking of not being here, I will be getting bit and spit on. You can bet on that. I'm going to take my microphone with me. I don't think they're going to reveal the Switch 2, but if they do, if there's some, I'm going to have my microphone with me. So just remember that.
We'll have a show that night.
Just in case. I will
Yeah.
have a microphone with me. I'm not joining PSVG. I
No.
told Delvin, he was like, you'd better not. I'm like, he thought I was going to take us for him. Was like, get out of here. I'm not, no. But if the Switch 2 shows up, I don't want to miss that. So
I get
Yes.
it.
I will take a mic with me.
All right. Anything else?
That's it.
All right. We will see you next time, Koopalangs. Good show. Stay safe.
Peace.
Be happy.
Whenever you're ready.
All right. This is Frederick from Fire Emblem Awakening. And I forgot the line already. What?